We're back at it again. I'm hoping to finish this game fully. I muted the game. Sorry, I muted the game because I had to farm. So yeah, as you all know, we dropped off in probably the most boring farming segment in the entire game. I genuinely hated that. But I got everything done, okay? 1, I'm max level now. There's nothing left to do. 2, there's a new boss battle where you, there was a small amount of dialogue in these side characters that I thought wasn't really important to really, I guess, like, keep track of. Basically, we need to fight this guy. He says, wow, great. I can't believe you did every single thing in the arena. Now you fight the boy keep to gain love. I don't know what is gonna. I don't know what's gonna happen after. I imagine he'll just die after. And I also don't even know how hard this is going to be. So we're gonna start this playthrough with the boss fight. And again, we need to. What the fuck? There's no way that's the boss. There's no way that dude is the boss. There's no way. Another thing about this game too, again, because I said this before we started, the DLC for this game is coming out in 2 days. So we're gonna see actually the continuation of this game very, very soon. Much sooner than I ever expected. Oh fuck, he's there. Oh, gee. What the fuck? Okay, he reminds me a lot of Death from Castlevania. Significantly so. He's kind of a monster. Jesus Christ. And it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with this DLC. So, you know, seeing the news on it, you know, like the whole Steam news thing. We're going back to the Phantom Mist Cave, which is a very interesting choice, to say the least. I don't really know how I feel about them expanding on some weird random topic of a character that I just kind of came out of nowhere in the first place. But we're doing that again, which is gonna be interesting. I'm curious to see what they come up with to make it, you know, more exciting or stranger or different. I don't really know. Like, it just seems weird to me that we're going back there. But I kind of can't wait to see it anyways, because, like, you know, it's gonna be interesting to see, like, how the game evolves, because they did mention that the game systems are changing. So what they mentioned specifically was that all the different things are going to be changing in terms of, like, how you play the game itself, what you do in the game, different mechanics of the game, how you build your character even. So it's going to be fascinating to see, like, what is completely new and, like, why they've decided to move away from the core of what this game seemed to be, which seemed to be, like, a very much like a game based around finding unique items and growing stronger and, like, going through, like, a story and, like, you know, building your character and stuff. Now you can play dress up. I'm not kidding you. One of the hooks of that game is that you can play dress up. I don't really know why that's a hook, but hey, you know, it appeals to someone, and it kind of appeals to me. I'm not really sure. Oh god, there's a black hole. And also, the voice acting elements, again, they might be kind of weird, just because, like, there's a bit of noise that will appear every now and then. It was just a misscheduling, so I didn't know that it was going to, like, happen. So we're gonna see how we end the game's dialogue in this game. Because, and again, right, I think the gameplay of this game is fantastic. I think the gameplay is probably the strongest part of this game. And so the fact that they're gonna change it up entirely, I'm very curious to see if it gets better or if it gets, like, worse. I don't really know. I can't even begin to imagine how much better it could be, considering that the base game is already a very fun game to play. I say as I just mindlessly wail on this boss because I'm way too high level there. I'm just hoping that the game has much better set pieces for, like, for the story, and that we get to explore more of the game in a way that doesn't feel jarring and very contrived, right? And if anything, I'm just excited that we're finally done this game, and that we're done a game roughly online time, okay? Because Road Warden, that game we haven't finished, and the side story already came out like 3 months ago. So we're already behind on, like, that, for instance. Oh fuck. But once we are done, we'll be able to move on from this game completely and go on to something new. Because as good as this game is, right? But, like, as I say, the second half of this game really is the worst portion of it, which is sad to see. Let's not skip this. I'm curious if he says anything. Okay, first time winning. Okay, it's the exact same. This is nothing new. Now, there's nothing else I think in the arena. Outstanding! I surrender! I was the master of this arena. 20 years of dogged persistence led to this. Anyway, that was an outstanding battle. Please accept this. Huh? I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that at all. Also, the volume is now too low. Sorry. I pushed it too low. I'm sure they'll come in handy on your journey. It makes me sad to think it's over, but from here on, make sure to play my other games as well. Yeah, okay. I'll play your other games, man. Sure. Nice. Nice self-insert, author. Nice self-insert. Wait, so that's it? Huh. I mean, to be fair, you know, this game is so good that it makes me want to play the other games. But still, there's like a lot that you have to go through to like get to this point. What is the Keizo emblem? What? Oh my god. Proof of proficiency. Proficiency. Proof that you have to defeat the master. Increase the chance of obtaining boards for weapons armor trinkets you have equipped. That is insanely good. Wow. Okay, wait. Forget this then. Maybe just get that. Okay, wait. Do I need do I need this magic orb ring? No. Just get that. That's so good. What? So you get even more boards for the items that you have equipped, which is almost always items that you want boards for anyways. We did collect all the love. So again, I farmed out every single bit of love in this game. Again, it took me like 4 hours because I was, you know, busy doing other things. But also, I was also losing interest, right? I got all the stat gems. Everything's done in this game. We just need to get every single piece of love, and then we just go and we fight the final boss. To be honest, I'm not very fond of men, but when it comes to you, I think you're pretty nice. Just kidding. It was just a joke. I suffered for you, Chad. I suffered for every single one of you. And it took me a very long time to get all of these. Thinking back, a lot has happened. I treasure all of my memories with you, dear hero. If you could, please stay with me forever. That's not gonna happen. We're now a married man with a newless. Okay, good. Okay, so nobody has any more hearts. It's a bit embarrassing, but I've gotta say it. I'm glad to be fighting side by side with you, buddy. We're gonna be best friends forever, right? Don't go leaving me behind. I didn't have my morning coffee too, so today's playthrough is gonna sound a lot more staggered, just because like I had to stay away from the coffee, and also there was no time to make it before the wind showed up. So we'll have to see. But we now have, I think, 7 pieces of love. That's a lot of love. Imagine if I tried to farm all of that by just playing the game normally, right? I don't think I'd be able to. Because you have to play the game a lot, and you have to rely on RNG to get every single one, which is basically impossible. Thankfully, I'm hoping that this is a shortcut to get every single one. I'm hoping. Because if not, we're going to be here for a long time. Give love to Anulis. Let's see how sad her story gets. A few days later. What? Oh, good morning. This is your house, isn't it? Where do you sleep on that thing? Well, we're pretty used to sleeping in the open air. The open air? I feel like I should apologize. Less than being useful, I'm just in your way. Exactly. Get out of the way. That bed is only made for me. Do I remember you? No, she doesn't. It's over. No. Oh, nothing in particular. Oh. Did we know each other? Oh. Well, it seems you haven't recalled that much yet. That's so sad to think about. Do I want to know about this world? Yes. Please teach me. I've looked around outside, but my mind can't keep up. That's true. Right? If you lost all of her memories, right? And that this is all she knows. She's come from a time when like you have like condos and like sofas and like stuff. Back to this time where there's like talking birds and like floating magical animals and stuff, right? Amazing. It's really different from the age I was in. Even the food is different. It's nothing like the protein blocks. Protein blocks? That thing you gave me the other day. The fruit, I think? That was so tasty. Actual honest to God fruit. I wonder if... I can also do that thing you call cooking. You think so? Then I might give it a try sometime soon. He did say that he'd eaten Anulus's cooking before. Right. This was when Karen was dead and Anulus was in our lives. So, okay, so I'm assuming that's when the Valentine's present comes into play. Or maybe not. I don't know. Like, when does this Sasha Torte come into play? Sasha Tort, and when does the Valentine present come into play? When do I give these to her? This world's amazing. It's like I'm in a dream. Would you go back in time, chat, to like an isekai world? I don't know if I would, right? I feel like you lose so many comforts of like life. You lose, like, you know, the people around you. You lose the comfort of your sofa. You lose the comfort of like a bed. You lose the comfort of the internet, right? If you went back in time and you get isekai, you would never be able to watch me stream things, chat. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that way we can stop being parasocial. Oh, good morning. You know, I went to the bakery next door. They were so kind to me. They gave me bread and it was so delicious. This world is wonderful. Even if it's all just a dream, I'm glad I could be here. That's what I think. Born in that awful future, shackled by that horrible past. She has truly suffered for so long. Today, I'm going to a cooking class to learn some recipes. No shit. Would I make something? Will you taste test it for hell yes. Of course I will, honey. Yeah, we'll be looking forward to it. Well, it's almost time for my lesson. See you later. Wait, please just tell me she leaves the home. God damn it. I have to find her? Hey, right now, Lilica seems to be much happier now that she's moving on. Would it be better if we stopped trying to make her remember the past? I don't think she needs to recall what she did while she was under Anubis' control. When do you stop? You know what I mean? But like, why would you stop? Wouldn't you want her to know the truth of everything? And where could she have possibly gone? Also, I'm taking back my theory about her being the baker's daughter. Do you know why? Reading the DLC announcement kind of spoiled that for me. I kind of hate that I did that, but I'm just kind of like, oh man. So basically, the baker's daughter is an entirely different character, and she's the one that we'll be playing in the DLC itself. Which means, I mean, that's kind of interesting to think about. But basically, I'm assuming that back door is going to come into play at some point. Where the fuck is she? Where'd she go? Lisa, you had my back. She's a godsend. Where'd my wife go? Oh, man. It's just like in like real life. Because my wife and I, like, we have a bad habit of like texting each other to keep up to date on what we're like doing. So sometimes we'll just get stuck in like a place and we'll just do stuff, and it's like, okay, it'll be like hours later and it's like, honey, are you okay? Where are you? It's like, oh shit, like I forgot to tell you. Where's my wife? Where's my wife? Don't tell me I farmed all of that love for no reason, chat. No, chat, I spent 4 hours, please. Where is my wife? Good luck. Yeah, sure. No, I'm gonna bring my companion. Where's my wife? Yeah, I'll check. I'm trying to find my wife. I need this dog to sniff her out. Where do you go to get cooking classes? Where do you... Because it's not the bakery, which is weird. I would have thought the bakery would be the place to get cooking classes. So where else could you go? It's not the castle. Oh, maybe the shop over here, right? This one. Where the fuck is my wife? I also need to buy this. This is gonna be handy later. I had 4 of those. Never mind. I need to use that on the shield bash thing. As much as I enjoy bashing my head against things, I don't think the shield bash is very useful. I also got 1 more coin that we need to use afterwards. When used with the technique scroll, sure. Fuck, which one's shield bash? Isn't that just like built in? There we go. Cool. Wait, what? Cool. Wait, let's take scroll striving open to view details, right? Okay, how do I find my wife in this game? Unless she happened to randomly come back here. What the fuck? Baking is so hard. Oh boy, baking is so hard. A few days later. Oh, good morning. Ah, that's right. This is for you. Acquired bread? That's not bread. Dude, if you gave me that, no joke, I did that once. I tried to make muffins and I made, no joke, mini baguettes. Jesus Christ.
Wow! Is this bread?
It's my first attempt at making it. What do you think? I feel like my life's in danger. I made some other things too, but when I tried to take them home, the others were very insistent on stopping me for some reason. But since I promised you a tasting, I chose the best one and snuck it out of the class. Yay! Thank you, honey, for sneaking out the thing.
Oh, right. We just finished the meal a short while ago. If we eat now, we won't be able to appreciate how delicious it is. We should wait until we're more hungry, yeah.
Really? I suppose there's no helping it. Let me know what you think later, okay?
Yeah, we're on it.
Don't eat that.
That was a close call.
That is a very close call. Sorry, the volume is still a bit too loud. There we go. Because I like to turn the volume down while I'm like farming for things. Let me know what you think about the bread, okay? Jesus Christ, you're gonna kill us into this. It's funny though. It's funny that we have to like redate her. Like this wouldn't happen IRL, right? Like this is like the fantasy life of like what people think love is, and how people think feelings develop, right? Just because you spend a couple of days with someone doesn't mean that they'll automatically all of a sudden start to love you more, right? Like that's just not reality, right? Love takes a lot more effort than just spending, you know, like a week or two with like someone. Nor does spending time with someone entitle you to that kind of relationship, right? Oh, good morning. How was the bread? It's great, delicious, totally great.
What's wrong?
My head hurts. I'm fine. I think I'm just a little tired. No flashback? I hope she does I hope she remembers. So we get some answers as to like why the Demon King was waiting for her too. Yeah, I'm okay now. Because that's the only thing that I'm really curious about now. When I look at you, for some reason I feel a pain in my chest. For some reason, I start feeling guilty.
If it's about a sleeping arrangement, you don't have to worry about it, alright?
It's not that. No, it's not that. I think I'm forgetting something important.
You'll need to force yourself to remember something that pains you.
But you have to. Because if you just forget about things, right? You're not growing from them. You're just shelving it away for some other time, for some other part of you in the future. You need to remember. She wants to remember. I want to remember who you are. I feel like it's something I have to do. It's probably something I shouldn't forget. I can't move on with my life while ignoring this feeling. And you just have the dog just standing here, fallen. I must remember. Yes, remember. Please remember. The scary part is what if we don't have enough love, right? But I sure as hell hope we get enough love as we dive down into the dungeon, because it's gonna take a long time to get enough love. My head hurts.
Could this be it?
I think something's coming back. Her origin story. Oh, she's in the system. She's in the Matrix.
Connection with brain verified.
Who are you?
I am the AI of the Anubis system. I have been given this mission with you.
Daddy said something about this. What exactly is this mission?
Henceforth, in the world line we are diving into, we will produce combat mummies using corpses of the world's living organisms. They shall be used to erase the human population, save those with their DNA registered.
What?
Synchronization rate decreasing. Rejection confirmed.
No, I don't want to do that.
Synchronization rate decreased to 20%.
Ego is preventing time travel. It will be erased? Mission will not be impacted. I'm gonna be erased.
Initiating dive.
Oh my god, it's like a Freudian thing. Your ego and your E or something. After that, I vanished.
Anubis' logs back at the lab said that the ego reemerged, even though it should have been gone. In a sense, this means
we can say that Anulus and Lilica are two different people. Aw, man. My wife is completely different now. But I don't know why, but I think I remember what happened after this. Perhaps it's because all this happened to the same brain. Okay, wait. Because there are stories like this, right? Where somebody loses their memory, and then they get it back, right? And then they fall in love with the same person. Aren't you just falling in love with a different person at that point? Like, how do you know that that's the same person anymore, right? This is the thing that always trips me up about memory in general, right? We are defined by our memory, not necessarily by any other magical aspect of our personality. The truth is, if you change our experiences, you change entirely who we are. My experiences up until this point have made me who I am, but if you wipe my memory and you replace me with somebody else, like, isn't that... if you wipe my memories and I have to form new ones, isn't that then forming somebody new entirely? Even though I might still be able to see those memories, I don't associate them with like, me. I guess that's how people who, like, used to hang out in, like, you know, cringe fandoms probably feel like now, right? Not that fandoms are, like, cringe, but just in the sense of, like, okay, like, we all had our cringe moments. Maybe the fragmented ego, all the scattered memories... will reconnect the more you remember. I just started out on a different life. Perhaps this aching in my chest is from the other me. Please, can you help me remember? I want to remember. I'll help you. You do know that those memories, they won't be very pleasant. You fine with that? Yes. I had a feeling that would be the case. If they weren't, then why would I be hurting so much? Good luck. You're about to learn something terrible about the life that we used to share. Please help me. I want to remember my other self. How much love do we have left? Fuck, I don't think this is going to be resolved in a 2 more love. There's a very good chance we need to find some more love. Wait, I need to eat her bread. This so-called bread was made by Anulus. Instinct tells you it's not safe to eat. Eat. Oh! What the fuck? Wait, I should save. We wouldn't want to run. We wouldn't want to have to redo every cutscene because I didn't eat, or because I have to eat some more poison food here. Let's just be safer, chat. Well, I think I can feel the memories returning. Let's see what she really did. Why the Demon King wanted her. Like, what all this was. Here we go. The birth of a monster. And why was she there? Nah, throw caution to the wind. Just reset the entire playthrough because I ate poison bread. It's like, honey, I'm dying. Oh my god. Yeah, you know what? Her trajectory in life was marked by killing all of our shared friends. I knew. I remember now. Everything. I'm sorry. No. You haven't done anything wrong. I asked you to help me. I've committed such horrible, unforgivable crimes. But here I am trying to live happily. Anulus! I wanted you to kill me. How could I ask you to do that? How can I do what I did and still hope to live a normal life? He's right. Anulus, you didn't do any of this. You were under the complete control of that AI, weren't you? Weren't you? Were you? I'm sorry. To me, it just can't be resolved that easily. What? Maybe we should give her some time. Damn. You know, that plotline reminded me of Signalis. You know what I mean? That, like, burden of, like, you know... Spoilers if you've never played that game. I mean, if you haven't watched my playthrough, what are you doing, right? But
that game, the burden of having to ask your partner to be the one to kill you, to end your suffering, and to think that that's like necessarily the right choice, and you know both sides trying to fight for some better resolution, never knowing if there is one, and the uncertainty that like comes with like life. It's strangely it's probably one of the most human aspects of any storyline that I see repeated very, very often, right? The struggle that we have to try to survive in such a cold, bleak world. You know, in the face of all this evil that we can commit, that we do commit, and that the world commits against us and those around us. I'm sorry. All I can do is keep apologizing. This is my final piece of love. Please love me. Hey, do you remember the time we lived to here? Oh fuck. Do you think okay, cause like she was pregnant, right? And you know how I said like if your friends tell you that they're pregnant, that they're basically announcing to you that they nutted in their wife? Do you think she remembers every single moment? Do you like cause I commit that to memory. When you were leaving. And when you were leaving at that time I felt so frustrated that you considered something more important than our life together. So I lied to you and killed all your friends. I lied and said that I was pregnant. Oh, I'm a 2,000-year-old virgin. We've gone back and forth in time. A 2,000-year-old virgin. That's the worst thing that's the worst thing I could have done, isn't it? Maybe it's true. The atrocities committed by the demons I made may not have been under my own will. But you know what? It was still me that went crazy. That's a very difficult question to answer, though. I was the one that felt betrayed by you. The one who let your friends die? It was me. I truly am the worst. Such a horrible person. Someone like me doesn't deserve to live. What do you mean? Huh? That's true. To be honest, everything that happened when you went berserk never took place in this reality. It's almost like it isn't real. So if you want to murder someone, time travel to a different parallel world and just do it, and when you come back, you're absolved of your sins. Something so convenient couldn't... May sound strange, but it's all true. We've redone everything from the beginning and resolved everything peacefully this time. You don't have to worry about that matter anymore. I see. Then all of those people are still alive. You just saw them at the bar. I'm so glad. Truly. That alone is... Wait, she didn't see them because they walked away when she was waking up to give it space. But even if all that is true, it doesn't just erase what I did. I'm sorry for being so negative, for being so stuck in the past. Back then I tried not to show any weakness when I was with you. Of course you'd say that. You're truly too good of a person. I can also testify to the extremes of his good nature. But that's not all, is it? Anulis, this guy... No, please, that's enough. All I've done is take things from you. I can't take anymore. Damn. I mean, that is a hard question, right? It's like, you did do that. But at the same time, it's like, you know, was it really you? Because you were so angry about things, right? But does that necessarily change your culpability in things, right? I mean, human emotion is a very complex thing, right? It's... When you lose control of yourself, is that a fault or is that just happenstance? Is that circumstance, right? Is that a mistake or is that an accident? Well, like the line between, like, you know, responsibility and, you know, sheer luck, coincidence seems to blur. You know, when you start to ask questions about, like, you know, whose fault is it when you deal with people's emotions? I would argue that, you know, obviously, I think she's right in blaming herself still. But I just want to see people in, like, pain. Also, we need more love. I don't want to cause you any more trouble.
I need to get ready to leave this place. I need more love! Fuck! Chad, you don't understand. I'm so fucking mad. I farmed 4 hours for all this love. Fuck it. We're just gonna go down. Fuck it. I don't need a wife. I don't need love. I don't need love. We don't need love, Chad. We don't need love. We just need to kill the god. We are going to kill God. Let's kill God. Are any of you willing to give me love, please? Has your big brother been of any use? No. Can you give me love? 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 We're so fucking dead, chat. We're so fucking dude. Okay, Shiro, come here. Okay, join me. Do you want me to wear the earrings? No, just like stay like small. It looks funny. That's frustrating. That's incredibly frustrating. I was hoping we would just find love and it would just work. Instead, I have to take you through this stupid journey that I went through this for 4 hours. Look, I fought DNA and bacteria. It's COVID. You have to fight COVID. This fucking game. You know what's funny is I can't believe that you have to fight DNA. It's a very weird thing to see. Like, you just wouldn't expect that from a game like this, I don't think. The problem, though, now that we're stuck with is that because, mind you, in the 4 hours, I didn't get a single bit of love from a single chest. Not a single chest dropped me love. Think about that. Over 4 hours, not a single chest dropped me love. I have no pickaxes. Get me out of here. Get me out of here, please. Oh, thank God. Malu's room. Take me back to her room. Oh God. Okay, wait. Okay, maybe let's. I'm going crazy. I'm going like genuinely crazy. I can't believe this game has such a long grinding like ending just to be with your wife. It's so oh wait. When life gets bad, just play a gacha game. Yeah, that's some good stuff. That's some good stuff from right there. Oh yeah. What's that? What's it do? Kaiser Ring. The ring greatly increases the power of additional attacks occurring at the same time as a regular attack. Increase additional attack power. I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't have additional attack power. How about instead of board drop chance, we just get this, because we have board drop chance for ourselves now. You want to see items, Mokyun? When are you gonna finish the game, Mokyun? When are you gonna finish the game, Mokyun? I never want to see Mokyun ever again. I hope in the DLC you don't get to see Mokyun ever again. I hope in the DLC you don't get to see any of this ever again. I hate grinding so much. This is the worst part of the game. Chad, you don't understand. I fell asleep. I was about to fall asleep multiple times last night trying to farm this, and I was hoping that all you needed was your friend's love. No, you need to find random love. You can't find random love. It's impossible. Oh, bugs. Good. But it is weird how the environment of this map is getting weirder and weirder. So we're fighting new DNA monsters and, like, you know, ribosome monsters and, like, you know, chloroform monsters. I'm curious to see if there's more types of these monsters further down too, or like you know, how unique these monsters will like get the further we like go. Because now we get new monsters in general, which I saw in the arena. But I wonder if that extends to bosses too, because some of the arena bosses that I fought before the barkeep were also pretty interesting too. But boy oh boy, is this game a farm fest. Again, I don't know why the game did this. It's like the only mark on its, like, you know, otherwise extremely good design. Let's hope this boss gives me something. Oh god, slimes. Look, it's COVID. It's literally COVID. This game came out like after COVID. In 2023. Well, I say after, but maybe we're still in the throes of COVID. Oh my god. I forgot to put on the stuff. We may have been able to get a lot more love if I had more Master Skinner on. What the fuck? Okay, I saw the blood cells. I didn't see I didn't see the egg thing popping up. I didn't see this. This is just... I mean, this is a cell. This is a cell dividing. Like, you know, when the sperm impregnates the egg, right? I mean, maybe that's what... I mean, it's what all cells do, but, like, it's the first thing that comes to mind is like that. So that's a tough one. Good people can do bad things. The thing that you think is important is one, why they do it, and what do they have to sacrifice for the bad act. Then what are they doing to be better, to not let that bad thing happen again? Precisely, yeah. Because it's like you... Because it's there's still a set of responsibilities that you have to like think about, regardless of like whether or not you believe it's them, right? And so I totally agree, yeah. Because it's like no matter what happened, the effects still occurred, and you still need to do something to right the wrong, basically. And you also need to think about, okay, well, like, you know, but even like why is a hard question too, right? Like, what is the difference between somebody having like a more complex reason and somebody who just did it because they were just like mad? That's the one that I always wonder. Of like, you know, if somebody did something just because they were mad, like, what's the difference between that and just doing something because they couldn't control themselves, right? Like, is it because they really couldn't control themselves? Is that really it? I don't know. It's just hard. This is why I'm not a philosopher and why you are, chat. That's why you're the philosophers, chat. That's why I asked you these questions, right? So that you can tell me your thoughts, and I can use that and I can take your thoughts and use them as if they're my facts, right? Yep. I outsource my thinking on the life. Oh fuck! I spawned on top of sperm. Imagine spawning on top of sperm. Don't ask me to be the philosopher. Come on, chat, please. Well, somebody has to. One of us has to. It's not gonna be me. I haven't had enough sleep today. I haven't had enough sleep to like ponder these hard questions. But there is definitely a lot of complexity to it. Yeah, it's just hard to think of even where how you would even begin to answer any of those, and like, you know, what the difference between the answers to those even would be, or like what answers would like matter, and like why some answers would like matter more versus others, right? It's such an interesting question, because it's also interesting mainly because like I think it's very easy to forget just how driven by emotions we as humans are. We're very just emotionally driven creatures. Like, there's a lot that we do that is very superstitious, in the sense of like there is no real rationality to it. We just do it because it just feels good. Like, it's great. And like, you know, rationality says we shouldn't do a lot of things, but hey, it's fun to just do certain things. That is not a euphemism for sex or like drugs. Well, it could be. I don't know. It's up to you. I don't know. Figure it out. You're the philosopher. It's not me. Was it here yet? I was here already. The COVID spawns again. Where? I want out of this DNA hellhole. Jesus Christ. There's DNA everywhere. Oh god, Chad, you left your DNA everywhere. God. The nerve of some people. Can you clean up after yourself? Come on. Can't believe you just left your DNA in the floor. Your DNA in the floor. Oh my god, it was the entire time. Plus, it's kind of hard to answer too, because it's one of those questions that forces you to look introspectively at yourself, which I think is the scariest part. That to me is terrifying. I don't think I could reasonably look introspectively at myself and then feel good about what I see or what I feel, right? Like, it's scary to think like, oh, like, okay, like, for me to answer that question, I need to then answer like, okay, have the things that I've done been a result of who I am, or is that just a happenstance thing? But then what's the real difference, right? I don't know. It's hard. When faced with the reality of how shit I am, I don't want to deal with it. It's funny how like that's like most people's reactions to most things of that matter, right? Like, realistically, nobody wants to have to think about that stuff, because it's like, oh man, like, you need to come face to face with your inner self to really be able to answer that well, I think. Because at least for yourself, it's like one way of being able to understand, okay, and at least extrapolating from your experiences, you can now start to hope to be able to empathize with like someone else, right? Not that you have to.
Not that it's necessary to empathize with someone else through that manner, but it is at least a good start compared to just starting from like a blank state of like, I know nothing, right? IMO at least. It's funny because I remember the one philosophy class that I ever took in school was like, we were talking about free will, okay? And my answer to free will is it doesn't really matter which one it is, because it's a bit of a paradox, right? If you believe in free will, then your actions have meaning, and so you should just do them. If you don't believe it, then it really doesn't matter what you do. The truth is, what you do will eventually work out to be some good thing or not. It doesn't really, change things. Like, basically, you can just live life almost on autopilot, and for the most part, if you believe that free will doesn't exist, you will kind of automatically choose the right things, right? And that may manifest in like a subconscious placebo thing, right? You don't really know. But even if you believe in free will, there's a bit of a paradox where your belief in free will may itself be a result of fate, right? And may itself be the result of free will not existing, right? Like, our character may not actually have free will this entire time. Our character may actually be doing things for the sake of some plan that isn't their own, right? They just simply believe that they have choice, but really they're just still a pawn in this game that is ASTLIBRA. Like, technically they are, but you know what I mean? Like in like story-wise. I don't even know. I can't even begin to understand which one I should get. And so it's like, okay, well, for me it doesn't really matter. Like, I just say, well, it doesn't matter whether you believe in it or like not. Like, either way, you should just live life as if you have it, because it doesn't matter anyways, and you should just do things that, are true to you. And if it's not good, then, well, society will probably, hopefully, straighten you out. For the most part. I mean, there's complexity to it, but in general, it just kind of feels like, like, free will doesn't really matter, and so it's like you might as well just like do things anyways as if you had free will, and just try your best and like anyways, because either way it's gonna help you, right? And if it works out, you say it's fate, or you say it's your own work. It doesn't really matter. That one is hard to prove, if not impossible, so I think you would just end up going in like circles. Precisely, yeah. Like, that stuff you would go in circles forever, right? Which I think is maybe by design. I hope I get love. Please give me love. Not you, chat, like the game.
New guy! No one has reached this point in a long time. I was right to establish contact with you all. Can you tell us more? Understood.
What a crazy soundtrack for this character.
Create a battle for survival, to foster evolution among species. Establish a method for culling to ensure the competition persists while preserving the balance of the world. This was the first rule, outlined when the planet was created. However, as evolution progressed, a species emerged that seemed to resist the culling procedures. Humanity. Undaunted by high temperatures, resistant to diseases. That is absolutely false. This game came out after COVID. I feel like the writing should have changed to, no. A disease will absolutely make us go insane and lose our brains. Like we collectively, we have done a lot of things to try to ruin us. And with the strength to overpower all other life forms. With this, a species had come to exist with the power to surpass the first rule.
That wasn't supposed to happen, right?
Correct. As things stood, the first rule alone would not be able to preserve the planet's prosperity. Therefore, the Lord decided to add another rule.
The Lord? Wait, who's the Lord? Wait, what the fuck? The Lord?
In the case that such an overwhelming species appears, the rule would be to completely destroy them and start the entire process from the beginning.
So humanity is going to die.
Huh? Given how many new disasters are prepared, sooner or later, some species will adapt to survive them. Resetting the entire system is the best way to resolve this.
What self-serving nonsense! What gives you the right to wield that kind of power?
Does the one who created life not hold that right?
No. That's like saying, does a parent have a right to their child's life? And I say, yes. My child owes me all of their money. Their lifetime earnings. All their achievements are mine. So yes.
Besides, if you view the larger picture, Perhaps you'll see that it is vital to ensure the prosperity of the planet. You've seen the future. In the land you come from, Elysium, did the humans there not reach the same conclusion?
See, he's not wrong. The hard part is that he's not wrong, right? Like, this is that ultimate question, right? You have data and you have feelings, right? We have feelings. He has data. He has seen the cycle for over 10,000 years happen. He's seen Elysium fail to get to a good conclusion every single time. So it's going to happen. All we have is, I don't want to die, I don't want to die.
The end of time. A final point in the timeline from which everything is reset. You've almost reached the lowest depths of the planet. If you find yourself wavering, I ask that you turn back.
I waver not. In the face of death, I don't know. There's a boss here. I might die, actually. It's a very good chance that I might die. But it's fascinating to see this game posed with so many different philosophical questions. I didn't expect this game to be one of those games, just because, like, you know, there's a lot to think about, you know, philosophically about these questions, and, like, mind you, philosophy is an entire field of study, just to try to make sense of, like, all of this, right? Like, there's so much to like go through that you can't just boil it down to something as simple as this and hope to get any understanding of it, right? You know, you need probably years of debating and talking about to even begin to breach the surface of, like, what all this means. Oh my god, this is... These boss fights are... Chat, I was doing this for like 4 hours last night. For you, chat. For you, I did this for 4 hours, chat. See how boring it is? It's the same bosses over and over and over. Nothing changes. Well, I think it's worth it to try to, like, you know, pose these questions in a very interesting light, right? Because it's posing these questions in a very, you know, limited form in this game, which I think is the best way to do it, because it's A, both entertaining, and B, adds, like, a depth to your game's storyline that you can then use to further ask even more hard questions and do different characterizations, right? Not to say that you wouldn't have as complex characterizations by doing something as simple as, like, say, like, you know, like just a fancy, like a cool character or something, right? But that, you know, it to me at least, it feels like it gives you, like, a very easy avenue to, like, add depth to your writing in a way that, you know, is at least baseline interesting, because it deals with, like, just the philosophy of, like, life, which is already a weird topic. Haha, I got lucky. I got 20,000 power. Haha. I got so lucky. Haha. Should I go back? Yeah, let's go back. Maybe my wife will just, I don't know, want to leave. Well, I can only take one companion. I still have love. I have no love. What do I do? Like, genuinely, I don't really know what to do. There's no way to, like, find love, too. This is the hard part. Like, finding love is not very easy. You have to really work hard for it. Lair 4. Did I go back a lair? No, I went down. Yeah, this is completely new now. It's getting more, it's getting more machine-like. Oh, you know what? I forgot. We did need answers to the question of, like, what is Project ASTLIBRA, right? Because we still don't know what exactly is Project ASTLIBRA in this game, right? There's still something kind of weird about that whole thing, where it's like we don't really know what it means, what it does, why it exists, why the gods made us do all this. I forgot to bring a companion. Yes. Yes, I'm all alone down here. So I imagine Project ASTLIBRA is just as you know, engineered as we are, in the sense of, like, you know, a world and a time travel loop, and that ultimately, you know, we're all just systems in a much, or like components of a much greater system. Which is fascinating. It's a pretty interesting, I guess, like, look, or like, it's an interesting characterization of, like, you know, these forces at the play. I think it's interesting, at least. Because there's really kind of no difference when you think about it in terms of, like a theological sense and, like, an engineering sense. Like, when something is, like, crafted to be a particular type of thing. That could be a very controversial statement, so maybe I'll stay away from it. But I think in general, there's, like, you know, a sentiment that it's trying to get at, which is like, whether it's engineered by some higher being or engineered by a human, is there really much of a difference by the end result? And I think that's why we're getting to this more like mechanical feeling world, one that feels very cold and barren in a way, very clinical, sterile. And I didn't expect this from this game. Again, like the rest of the game is fantastic. If you ignore this portion of the game, I think it's great. It's just hard to say that because it's like this. It's like saying like, oh, you know, like this is a great thing, but this like major glaring aspect that is going to be a large portion of your time is like there. But hey, if you ignore it willfully, then I think it's great. It's kind of hard to be able to like justify something by saying that, just because it's so like it is a part of the entire experience. Like you almost can't isolate it. I won't complain too much this like time, but I just really like the way that it takes the storyline and the way it tries to, you know, talk about these things and frame it. I like the framing of these questions, and I like the framing of these concepts very, very well. Very, very much. Very, very well. Very, very much. I could say very, very well. English is a hard thing to master when you're on 6 hours of sleep. I much prefer like sign language or like, I don't know, like looking at someone. Like I can give someone a look that says I'm hungry or something, and like they'll immediately understand. Oh god, this is a great board. This is actually a shit board, but I'll take it here anyways. Whatever. Oh my god, Okay. It sucks too, because this is just a very low energy sort of like spot. Again, I'm surprised that you hit max level so soon, I think. I'm very surprised that max level is like such an early concern, and like that you don't keep perma-scaling in like a normal or like expected way. It feels like you should have scaled even more, because you have so much like end game stuff to go through that it feels like a waste to just stop scaling at this point. And it's weird how, you know, so many different games tell these stories too. So every single game really does kind of tell its like own version of these like philosophical questions and philosophical storylines. Like Death Stranding feels like a giant Kojima essay on philosophy. Honestly, like the more that you play that like game, the more you start to realize like, wait, like it feels like he was just essaying about like what he thought his like thoughts were on like life and like stuff. Even something as simple as like Mario, right? Why does she get captured? Why do you have to save her? You're just a plumber. What does it mean to work overtime? Is there such a thing as workers' rights in the Mushroom Kingdom? You never really know. Actually, you know what's weird? Is that the newest Super Mario game, well, not the newest, but Mario Odyssey, when that game came out, I was very surprised by the fact that it had like a weird philosophical question of like, am I the frog or am I just taking over the frog? Like, does the frog still exist? Because the first thing that you do in that game is you get the hat and then you take over a frog. And you like become the frog. And then it's like a weird philosophical question of like, okay, well, is the frog still there? Is it alive or is it like gone? You just don't know. It's weird. It's weird to get that from a game like that. It's just weird to see that in like a Mario game. It's like, whoa. Because it shows you going into the mind of the frog and you become the frog. And it's like, what's like going on? Still not over? Yeah, still not over. I didn't realize how much farming there was for this final end segment. You miss me complaining about it, but I hate the grinding I hate the final end like grind. It's the worst part of the game. Because there's no way to guarantee it. It's just all RNG. You have to RNG love. And you don't get enough love from your friends. Your friends barely give you enough love. What fake friends? What fake friends? Please stop. Please stop. Please stop, DNA. Did I grind the last resource? Well, we're still in the process of it. This is genuinely the worst part of the entire experience. This is like this to me is a mistake. Having to grind that last resource. It should not have been a grinding system. Well, I'm not gonna say much more about it. You'll see it in the VOD once it's done processing, because that VOD was kind of long. But boy, oh boy, like I have some thoughts on the grinding. It is the worst system. So this, okay, where is it? Where's the ending? Once you're done with it, you either laugh or cry, possibly both. Okay, well, don't say anymore. Don't say anymore. Even hints about how I would feel is too much. I need to experience this like game in its entirety. That's the only way that I'll be able to like tell you if it's worth it or like not.
You'll soon reach the lowest layer of the planet. Have you all not changed your minds? No, new guy. Hey, new guy. The reason Gias exists is... It's exactly what you're thinking. Gias is the final rule. Destroys all species and resets the world. The current apex species. They have gained the power to overcome all disasters. They manipulate the weather, heal the sick. They can control gravity as well as time. After all this, they've gained the power to create new life themselves. That is true. Yeah, we do have time travel now. We are kind of broken. To be quite frank, I'm astonished. I never expected the life forms of this world to reach this level. But then what are you? So you're saying that if humans gain power, the only future for them is a full reset through annihilation.
So we have to engineer impotency throughout our entire species.
No, our main target this whole time has never been the species known as humans. What?
What do you mean? It's been the gods.
It's been the gods. You mean you weren't talking about humans? The current apex species is what you all call gods. Humans are a completely new life form created by that species. I mean, sure, there have been a lot of myths about that. And I suppose Astra even says much. But I thought that was all just a metaphor. I didn't think it was actually true. The phenomenon you know as Gias is designed to destroy the species called gods. Its function is to purify the planet and restore it to the ideal environment, and this is why he didn't kill us, because he was outside our home. That's why Astria killed him, because Astria is a god and she's using us as a pawn in the games! In the games! This new rule brought forth by the Lord. Its function will not stop until that species perishes. However, should you all overthrow the gods or destroy them yourselves, the process will cease. These gods do not appear on their own. They merely deploy the life they created to act as their troops. What will you all do now? Will you stake your lives here? The reason we came here was... Ahead lies the deepest layer of the planet's depths. Once you enter, you won't be able to return. If you find yourselves wavering, I ask that you turn back.
I find myself wavering for an entirely different reason. It's the fact that I have to farm love! I have to farm love! I thought you thought I had beaten this, because you would have fully expected me to go for 10 hours yesterday if I hadn't. I was thinking about it, but then the grind was making me fall asleep, so I was like, I can't do it. Grinding is just genuinely, like, generally it's the worst part of any game. Right? Because I'll summarize what I said last time. You're just grinding for the sake of maximizing your stats in an abstraction that exists to approximate your experience of getting better at the game. It's not you actually getting better at the game or anything, or like you actually experiencing anything new. It's just you growing this system and these stats that make it feel like you're getting somewhere. And so to me, it's like, oh, like it feels like a waste in terms of like, why am I so heavy? Oh, I lost all of my agility from my item. Fuck, that's why I'm so heavy. My item, like, I got rid of all of my agility on my item. Maybe more. I have too much health. Whatever. You agree, but you do know people that like grinding. You only do grinding if it's multiplayer with a friend, because then at least you can talk as you do it. I mean, there are people who like it, but like I feel like anyone likes it because it's very good at ticking one single box, which is dopamine. Right? It's a very cheap, easy way of providing you a sense of satisfaction that otherwise would be very complicated to like do. Like for you to get better at like a hard game, right? Imagine you're playing Seafood, for instance. I don't know. because that's like a more Dark Soulsy game than like Dark Souls. I feel like that it's like a very very hard like game, right? For you to get better at the game, you need to examine your own moves, and then you can like figure out like, okay, like are you doing the right combos and like stuff, and like is your timing correct, and like you need to examine your mistakes and like learn from them. Like the pathway to getting better is a lot harder, and so those dopamine hits are far and few between. But leveling up and doing 1% more damage over enough time and quick enough feels very, very meaningful, because it just feels like you're just getting stronger no matter what, and you don't have to put much effort into it. So I would say that farming and like grinding is like the most enjoyable thing ever, because it is designed to sort of like tap into that portion of your brain. To you, it depends if the gameplay loop is fun enough. Then multiplayer is a bonus. Well, I guess. I think there's some games that only work in multiplayer that are now mostly dead, but even like older games, I feel like there's a lot of games that required multiplayer to get the best sense of it. It's really the games that force you, or that allow you, or not force you, yeah, that allow you to have this sense of like cooperation and like reward you for good cooperation. I need to buy some of the things. I also need to make sure that my stats are good. So I would say that it's not just a bonus for some games. For some games, it really does feel like the focus of it, which is good. I think for some games, if it focuses on it and it does the focus well, I think it's great. Like Lethal Company by itself is like very terrifying, like genuinely scary. But the thing that makes that game very very good is the fact that it has so many interactive, cooperative elements that allow you to do things like, you know, go on radio, guide each other, put like trust in each other, right? Like it's a surprisingly fun co-op game, and even the monster design works to that, right? But in single player, you don't get to experience any of that. In single player, you play an entirely different game, even though the gameplay loop is the exact same, and it's just as fun. So I would argue that there is some things where it's like it's not a bonus. I would say. But it needs to be designed around that, for sure. It can't just be like tossed in for the sake of it. In general, multiplayer should never be like a tossed in thing, because you'll notice immediately if it feels bad. Okay, there we go. My stats are good. Give me a stat reset potion. What do I want to see? I want a stat reset potion, please. Reset potion. And get some, maybe buy some more Mokyun dolls. Because I'm just gonna brute force everything. Wait, but I can't brute force bosses. I can't brute force bosses. I'll get cards. I don't know. I'll just open Pokemon cards. I'll just open Pokemon cards. Where is it? There we go. You mostly play solo. Couldn't care less about multiplayer personally. I feel like you do miss out on certain aspects then. Like, preference is fine, but I would argue that you are missing out on quite a few aspects. That's not bad, right? Again, I'm not saying that it's like, you know, bad that you're missing out on it. But I do think that some games work really well in like multiplayer, to the point where it's like, I would argue you should only play them in like multiplayer. But again, because it's like there's so many games out there, like it really doesn't affect you for the most part. Like so many games are designed anyways around like a very single player experience that you not playing in multiplayer, there's only a handful of games out there that really, if you happen to play them at that same time, or like if you happen to play them at like all, then you would miss something. Otherwise, you're not missing much at all. With online games, when the service dies, you can't really play them anymore. Well, that's like a whole different concern there, right? It's like you can have a cooperative online game that doesn't rely on a central server. Alright? Like it's like you can have one that's like hosted by yourself or by your friends. That's what Lethal Company is, right? Like that's Lethal Company went the approach of like having your own self-hosted servers. So it's like there are ones where it's like that concern is nullified entirely. So I mean, there is variability in like, you know, the ones that you might see. I'm gonna bring Poland. He's cool. Wait. No. I have a dress. I feel like I should just bring her with me. Come. You usually don't get near enough of a kick other reward to justify the grinding. I'm like, with overcoming a difficult challenge that gives me a lot of enjoyment. Yeah, that's the thing. It's a lot more enjoyable to like, you know, go through like a hard challenge versus just grinding. Yeah. I mean, because grinding, again, it's just an approximation of like some like thing. Peer-to-peer connections are horrible and unstable though. Well, even that depends, right? For the most part, they don't have to be. There's no difference really between peer-to-peer and like server to client in terms of like the performance requirements, right? Especially if you have peer-to-peer, quote unquote, that's not peer-to-peer, but more about one of your peers acting as like a server, then there's really no difference overall in terms of performance, right? The only time peer-to-peer gets really, really bad is if you have to replicate a lot of things, and everybody needs to replicate to everyone else, right? But most peer-to-peer things, even then, just do like one authoritative and like, you know, everyone else through that one peer. Or they do, you know, replicate everything, but the amount of things that they replicate is so small that you never face an issue. Again, it is contextual, right? Because it depends on how good your connection is where you are. But for the most part, I find peer-to-peer now to be okay, right? Or like good enough. I do see the concerns with it if it's done poorly though. But like, it's the same concerns with like any game, I feel like. And I feel like the bigger concern is like around like the game itself being fun and like made for it. Also, peer-to-peer is completely different from a dedicated server. Well, yeah, what I was trying to explain is that like you have multiple forms of it, and most games are going to a dedicated server model. And even a peer-to-peer model, even if you're replicating everything across every single client, it's still not necessarily the worst thing ever. Because most games don't replicate that much to the point where your computer now would probably like slow to a crawl. But even that depends on where you are, right? It depends on what is your connection. Like, you gotta hear the entire substance of what I'm saying, basically. Do you think immediately sitting on the couch together with a friend, but to be fair, most co-op games are online. Yeah, I miss couch co-op too, guys. Yeah. I mean, couch co-op is just hard to do though, because it's like internet connections are cheaper. Like, it's really okay. It's cheap to have an internet connection, send like very, very small amounts of data, which is like what position you're in, how much your health is, and where you're shooting. It's very, very cheap. It's very hard to render visually, graphically, the fidelity that we have in the games now twice, right? So if we're doing split screen co-op, right, and you're looking at like say the latest Halo, for instance, the Halo Infinite, imagine you had to render that game twice on any machine. You would need at least like a 3000 to 4000 series card to really be able to like do so, right? And so it's like, I feel like there's a reason why it's died out, and it's a consequence of the entire industry moving towards too much AAA like production costs and like visual quality. Because I don't think any machine out there can like handle it very, very well unless you optimize the crap out of it. And that's just too much effort for most things, right? I miss it too. And the only couch co-op games you know are stuff like Mario Party and like Kart. And like, those I feel like are the best target for it because they're very low fidelity, right? There's not too many moving pieces on there, except for certain like mini games and like stuff. And the flow of the game works well for it too, in such a way that you can like split the screen up and it feels fine to like have. Plus, it's also a bit visually funny to just see your friends like die on the same screen as you, and it's like, oh no. And you see it from their perspective of like, what the hell you like are doing. But like a shooter game, for instance, I've always found shooter couch co-op games to be very, very hard to like do, for instance, right? Or even fighting game couch co-op stuff. Like think games like Double Dragon, where you share the same screen space, but you're just two different characters on the same screen. Like imagine if Kuro was a second player, right? That stuff I'm okay with, but when you split the entire space into two different screens because you can move independently, I find it can get very cramped even depending on where you are and what you have. And also very confusing because it's like the aspect ratio changes completely, and I've never found a good way to split like a game into couch co-op in a way that doesn't look visually jarring from how it normally looks. Because everything, if you look at like how your screen is like, if you think of either way to split your screen in like half, no matter what, you end up with a weird aspect ratio that cuts down your immediate visibility because you lose that rectangle form. But way back then, it wasn't as like bad because everything was like 600 by 480, right? Or like just some like very small near square like form, right? But nowadays, I feel like most people have like a 16 by 9, 16 by 10 monitor, or like a, you know, even if you're still on like 1080p, you're still roughly in like a weird form factor that doesn't really work with like a couch co-op thing anymore. So as much as I miss it, I understand why it's harder to like do now. Although I do miss it because it's very convenient. Like playing Borderlands 3 in couch co-op with my wife, fun. But like also playing games like this where you get to be both on the same screen, also fun. Like Castle Crashers. You live near uni. In the first few semesters, a bunch of uni friends used to stop by at uni almost every day and you just played stuff together. Yeah, see that's the one benefit of couch co-op that I do miss is that it's very easy to do pick up and like go games. Or yeah. Pick up and go or just pick up games in like general. Because all you really need is just extra controllers. You don't need people to buy the game, set up a connection, connect to you. And back then, it was a lot harder. Nowadays, I think most people have a fine internet connection to play games with that doesn't really matter. And like every game out there is not using their own bespoke internet connection like code. They're usually using some third-party package to like do it. And most of the kinks around like, how efficient you can transfer information are mostly worked out, which I find to be good. And so nowadays the online experience is mostly good. You only really see some games that really butcher the online experience by just doing it poorly in their own bespoke way, and I don't know why they would do it. When there's so many third-party solutions that like work significantly better that they could integrate with. But yeah, online games in general, it's just it's no matter how it's done, it has to be designed for it, right? Like, I think even if the new Halo had like couch co-op, I don't even know how fun it would be. Because the first Halo with like, the entire, like, you could play through the entire campaign in like co-op. And there were so many elements of that game that felt built for co-op. Like even just riding like the cars, was it the Warthogs? I forgot what they were called, right? It was so fun to have your friends in the back on the gun turret, like shooting from the side, and then someone driving for their life, right? In a single player campaign, to have a multi-person vehicle car and to have it used very, very often, like that stuff just doesn't feel like it happens anymore. The last game that I can think of that I remember having that is Halo Infinite in the multiplayer. As well as Borderlands. Why did I say it so weird? As well as Borderlands, where you have certain cars where your friends can hop in and you can just go and do stuff. Other than that, like everything else just feels like a single player game that just had multiplayer tacked on. So, in general, I think the technical side of online multiplayer is mostly solved. It's just a matter of context of like what capabilities you yourself and your systems have. Because it's like, whether it's peer-to-peer or the dedicated server, in general, the concerns and the amount of resources you use are roughly the same until you get to certain scales where it's like, where it's like eight or more people. Or like, hundreds of like entities or like thousands of like them moving all at once every single frame, right? That's the only time when it starts to like really stress peer-to-peer differently versus how, a dedicated server would be stressed, right? But even then, they're stressed in like very different forms. Yeah, and in general, you still need a strong machine to run either. But either way, most games that you would play co-op that I think would be very, very fun that aren't like online shooters, I don't think they really fall under those categories for the most part. At least the ones that I played. Like Lethal Company is like 4 people. There's maybe like 6 to 8 monsters at like once, right? It's very simple to like run, One person is the host, they just run the entire server. And you even get like if you get like a set number of like mods, you get like a debug console of things that happen over the network with your game. And you can see how little the game has to transfer, because ultimately, online stuff, you're just sending like numbers. You're just sending very, very compressed numbers to denote like what's going on. Right? And there's techniques to make it even smaller. Like, you don't need to send an entire string that describes you being like dead. You can just send a single bit like flag that contains like 256 states, for instance, right? And all that takes is a single bit or a single byte. Sorry. And I feel like online now is good. It's just in general, I just find most games just don't do online gameplay design well. It's just very, very poor. You love how focused I am, just jumping left to right. That's rare. Usually you just continue going while talking. Because it's a genuinely complex but also fascinating topic, right? And I'm glad that you all share the same sort of like lament for missing couch co-op and stuff like that. Because it's something that it's the industry going away from. But in general, it's something that I notice in terms of like the industry as a whole is losing its touch for how to design fun, cooperative experiences that are built for co-op first, right? A lot of games that feel like they're built for co-op are really just single-player games wrapped up in a multiplayer package. Like, I love Diablo 2, but that game is just a single-player game that happens to let you run around with like 7 other people playing their own single-player game, smashing the same single-player monsters, right? But when you play It Takes Two, like, that's an entirely different experience. Where it's like, like, not only can you not play the game by yourself, but even if you could, I feel like it'd be so boring to have the second character be a character that you just switch between. Because so much of that game is in the moments where it forces you to communicate and solve problems together. And you just don't get that from certain games anymore. It's why a game like Lethal Company, I think, has done so well, because that game puts you into very natural positions in the game that force you to communicate well with each other and try to problem solve over like a very lossy medium, which always leads to very funny events, but in general also very interesting gameplay moments as well. Luckily, the purge of Western AAA is coming, because especially considering how all these companies seem to all be dying. Maybe after that we'll get back to some couch co-op. I imagine we'll get even less couch co-op. It's because AAA is unfortunately where the money is. What I found when talking to different developers is that with all these game companies dying, they lose job security. And so you have to figure out, okay, well, what are you going to focus on in your game that's going to bring you the most value, right? It's almost always not couch co-op because there's a lot of technical constraints that you need to work around, right? Notwithstanding, you need to render the same scene twice for both players separately. And that changes entirely how you do things like occlusion culling, or how even like just in general what your performance targets of a game are, right? And that's for something simple. Imagine if you go to like, 3 or 4 players all at once, right? If they're all on the same screen, it's very different. But split screen couch or co-op, even handling something like input can be kind of annoying. And so it's like, as a game developer, it's like you still need to make the game. You still need to actually figure out how to market it and like sell it. And so it's like, do you really want to concern yourself with all these technical design decisions? And it's like, okay, well, what if you want to make it so that online play is like possible? Well, I mean, alongside couch co-op too, like, do you move to a dedicated server locally? Like, there's so many different concerns where it's like, I have a feeling that like it's really going to be a purge overall, right? Because the same developers that were making indie games basically have to get their start somewhere, right? It's very rare to get stories like Pseudo Regalia or like Undertale, right? And even those two, those are very sort of like, flash in a bottle type situations where like they had prior experience from other indie projects that had also gone through those like different cycles, right? Like, it's not like they came out of nowhere. They were able to make games because of other things that came from other developers that have gone through the same industry, that built up their safety net, that then imparted their teachings outwards, right? And then gave the same opportunities outwards. I would argue we're just gonna get less and less. Like, yeah, like we actually just might get less and less overall for like a long time. Like 3D Realms, for instance. I know I'm just bouncing back and forth, but it's so interesting to talk about, because there's a lot. 3D Realms actually recently had a major portion of their staff, and so a lot of games basically went into this like limbo state of we don't actually know if they're going to be finished at all. Because even though they're like indie game developers, right, they had to give up a lot for a level of stability, and because they lose that level of stability, they can't do it anymore. Like, the truth is, game development is very expensive, no matter how easy your game looks to like make. Unless you're just copy pasting like a template entirely, you're basically going to be spending at least $20,000 on the game, potentially. If you want to go to like a level of polish that feels like an indie game that can compete on the market, I would argue maybe even more, right? And that's that's if you have no skills at all besides programming. If you have some art skills, maybe you can get away with like less. Or if you lessen the scope of your games drastically, you might get away with a lot less. But I feel like the cost to make games will always be like high, because it's just there's so many different disciplines that you need to like interplay with each other. And so it's either you have the cost of money because you have to live for a long time to get your game done, right? Think Stardew Valley, which took years to make, right? Like, he had to work part-time, and he was very lucky to get his own apartment from his grandma, right? Like, his costs were lowered, but because of that, he couldn't make it in like 1 year. We had to wait 5 years to like get that game, right? So I have a feeling we're going to see even less games overall because the industry just took a huge like shit on itself. It was, mind you, it's never the fault of the game developers. This is, if you really look at like what's been going on, I'm surprised that the executives were able to make these decisions. And by the way, when you jump, wow, the dust particle looks really cool. Actually, I never noticed, but the artwork for the dust particle looks really nice and like stylized. But the Embracer group, for instance, and the way they bet so much on this, you know, expand and then try to seal a contract. If I was an investor, I would probably fire the CEO of that company, because that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, why would you not get a guarantee on this deal with a return of some kind or a penalty for like breaching it before you do all these like acquisitions of other studios? Why do you believe in a promise for $1 billion deal? It's so fucking stupid. Like that's the entire reason why the industry is like collapsing on itself, right? Look, at least for like the major players who were bought out a lot by, you know, one single like place, right? It's silly. And you know, seeing that and then having the general prospects of the financial market as a whole and how hard it is to get easy money now, you know, you see a lot of companies clamping down, you know, already. But then on top of that, you have a company doing stupid decisions like that and not ready it, you know, into like a clear contract. It's just bound to happen. Like the industry is going to implode on a very big level, if it hasn't already basically imploded, considering that a lot of places have like basically shut their like doors. So yeah, support your indie developers if you can, obviously within your means. But it's in general, it's the reason why I'm jumping back and forth is because it's so fascinating, because this like topic has so many different layers, right? Like you can then go into like talking about pirating, for instance. Let's just take one layer, right? You can talk about pirating and like, is there a moral quandary there, right? You know, there might be, but like how do you define what is good and like bad for it? It's hard. It's a very fascinating topic overall. Just game development, I'm very intrigued by it because there's so many different aspects to it. There's the office political aspect, right, of people getting laid off and stuff, and the money and stuff. But even the development side of it, it's like very fun to talk about, because there's so many different concerns that like come up, and there's so many different things that people will like think is like a great thing. But I feel like my opinions differ to the point where it's like I feel like I'm like talking to myself in a sense. I mean, I am, right? Basically, I mean, you're all just voices in my head, basically. And to where it's like, I wonder if it's because I see issues that people don't, or if it's because I'm like wrong on certain things, right? Because to me, you know, even just the idea of like couch co-op, I don't see enough value in it. Like, unless the game is really made for it, and these concerns about online play, I feel like, you know, from most places that, you know, are populating online games, you have a good enough connection anyways to where it like basically works. Except for really real-time stuff, right? Which, I mean, most things are fine even with a fairly small delay, or even like a fairly medium-sized delay. It doesn't like, it feels not the greatest to like play, but it's not unplayable like back in the ye olden days where you could get to like, you know, 1,000 ping, which I remember getting to like 1,000 ping multiple times way before, and then just things just slowly got more stable, like connection wise. So yeah, rant over. I'll mark it in the VOD so people can step away from me jumping. Right, where are we? Why are we in this like weird space? Like what is this? And what is that? It's like a planet within like planets. What's this? You wish you had time to get into development as a hobby? That's the hard part. It's just time in general for like any hobby is like hard. I wonder if you go through this, because he said you can never come back. But he lied to me, because you can come back by going through this. But I need love. So do we just get love? I should have gotten love while I was talking about all of that. Fuck. I should have been farming love the entire time. I'm so sorry, chat. Okay, well, at least we have a new topic. Time and development as a hobby. I need love, Sticky. Has quote, Sticky. But in general, I think it's one of the easier things to get time for. Sorry, it's still so loud. I keep pressing the hotkey on my keyboard to boost the volume, sorry. I think development is one of the easier things to get time for because you can do it in like smaller chunks, I think. With learning it, maybe not. I think learning it is going to be the hardest part. But if you start small with like a very simple language, I think it's easy to get started and easy to learn it in a way that doesn't require you to spend like 8 hours a day learning it. And if you start small with like a small project of like yours, then I think it's fun to then I think it is possible to like get to a point where you get to make something that is enjoyable for like you and that does meet your goals without having to spend, you know, an entire lifetime on it, right? But I urge people to take that game jam mindset, right? Like it's very important to take a game jam mindset to whatever you like do. That is, make a concept, make it small, figure out what is the absolute thing that you need to make it done, pick the easiest tools to get it done, and just do it, right? I think it's very easy to get yourself lost in the sauce and go too complex for your first rodeo. At which point, I feel like you would get too little value out of what you make because by the time you're done, the world has like ended. Which, to be fair, it's a very common problem to like have, right? Scope creep is a very normal thing to like have, and you know, it's so normal that there's an industry term called scope creep for it, right? Play around a bit with the Unreal Engine and seem fairly easy to get into. It's fairly straightforward if you know programming concepts. I would say it's the hardest if you don't know programming concepts. I would say right now the easiest is Unity 3D if you don't know any programming concepts. If you're not a technologically minded person, Unity 3D has a lot of things that it does very simply. In general, just the use of a programming language is like very, very different. However, where that changes is when you don't use a programming at all. And this is what I argue is what you should be looking at, is you should be looking at these things as like, you know, full of different tools that you can use, and you shouldn't just all of a sudden reach for a development as in programming to solve your like needs, right? Unreal and both, well, Unity to some extent, but Unity has it in the way of you making scripts for it, basically. So it's kind of different. But Unreal has their visual scripting language through blueprints, right? So for the most part, you can actually get a lot done with just that. In fact, you can get everything done with just that. In fact, you can only get certain things done with just that. If you try to make your game with only programming and Unreal Engine, you need to read the source code of the engine to understand what to call. The problem is that it is so hard to do that as like a beginner that I would argue like reading source code is like the hardest thing. It is one of the hardest skills because even though it's the thing that you do the most, source code is not a very human readable language. It's just kind of like just nonsense. So it's like you really get a lot of value out of just being able to like have the what the fuck boy did I just get? Sorry, what boy did I just get? This one. I think you get a lot of value from just being able to like, you know, go through the blueprint system, and all these things that you need are exposed for you as like primitives that you can drag and drop, right? Whereas literally like the documentation for Unreal Engine, if you need to learn how to map an input to action to like something through solely the programming layer, there is no documentation on it. There is no documentation guide on it. You just need to read the source code and like understand how it hooks up internally, and then figure out how to call that from your code. And even not everything is exposed to you too. Like even just some functions just aren't exposed to you in a very easy manner as they would be in like a blueprint. Why is there just a tank in this cave? Oh yeah, sorry. This cave pulls in random enemies from like anywhere. So if you think of it, you will see it. Even knowing that, right, you probably couldn't do that. You just wouldn't be able to stop yourself from making a massive masterpiece. Yeah, that's the hardest part. It's like being able to, I guess, like constrain yourself. In general, it's why I think game jams are a great way for people to get into game development. Because game jams inherently force you to make something in like a very short amount of time using a very predefined concept, right? Like game jams are the ultimate test of like, okay, like you have to like you have no choice. You have to do it in a small form factor. Otherwise, you don't even get a chance to compete. So if you do want to make your own game and you're worried about controlling yourself for like, you know, scoping and stuff, just find a game jam. The LSD jam is happening now, actually. The LSD jam that made the games like Liminal Dreams or that spawn games like Liminal Dreams or the LSD Dream emulator and stuff like that, which we haven't played yet, but we will play soon. Is ongoing now. It's one of the longer ones too. You have about a month to go through it all. So you have quite a bit of time to play with the concept still. And I think there's still about 2 weeks left. So yeah, I mean, that's I believe that's more than enough time if you take a very game jam mindset to it. And Pirate Software has a lot of resources for getting into game development and learning things, and in general being able to scope out your mind and scope out your concept very easily, right? There's a lot of things that you can lean on to get yourself an edge in being able to manage your own expectations. I think this is a great board. Holy cow. Yeah, yes, a wild tank in his natural habitat. You just talked earlier to someone that was taking part in a game jam. Sorry, I need to think about stats. Activator. I know that game. And you completely forgot to ask her how it went. I mean, it might be traumatic for her. I knew many people who were like, don't ask me how it went. In the sense of they were happy to share, but at the same time they were also like, oh man, don't remind them almost. It's a very funny juxtaposition. I hate that word so much. I keep using it. I keep fucking using it. Sorry. I had to lower the volume so much. So why movie? I argue if you're gonna get into development, there's a much easier angle to do so in the form of taking it smaller. And I highly encourage go join a random game jam. It gets you started with a concept, and it forces you to think very creatively in this box, which I think is nice. Because you'll find that it's good to see if you work well within a box. It's a weird statement, but some people work really well. God, I'm so gassy, sorry. Some people work really well being constrained and confined into a smaller concept, and having to think creatively within a box. Whereas other people work a lot better being freeform and just doing whatever they want. It all depends on you, but you won't know until you try. Also, stop playing around with my stick. That was good. I can't laugh because I'm stuttering. Sorry. Stuttering stops everything. I just can't do anything. I can't laugh or think. So if I don't laugh at your joke, but I stutter, just know that I would have laughed. It's just because I studied. Ha! Woo! I need to be quiet. There's people inside the house. Yeah, that's the shit. That's my shit. Okay, wait, so, this one. Yeah. So, power gloves. Okay, just play with my gloves. During the game jams, she was just like, don't ask. I wonder how many people feel that way. Imagine a lot of people feel that way. Because it's you just get stuck in this. It's not that it's bad. It's just it can be very anxiety inducing for some people. But I think it's good also to sort of as a practice of what it feels like to make a game as a commercial effort too. Because it's very different from making a project for your own sake, right? We're very lucky that Dwarf Fortress gets funded by very, very nice patrons. We're very, very lucky. But that game, if it was made for a commercial reason, I don't think would have survived, because imagine getting an update and barely ever being able to see it because it's just one person and their brother working on the entire thing in their spare time, right? You have to imagine my niece being why does Uncle Stick keep screaming like a maniac? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, they know. Well, they kind of know that I stream as a for fun thing. Aside from all the job stuff too, but they know it's a for fun thing, so they're mostly prepared for it. But they've also told me that they enjoy the noise inside the house because otherwise it's very quiet, very, very quiet. My entire family is extremely quiet. So it's If it wasn't me, if it wasn't for me screaming, you wouldn't know that people live here. You'd walk, you'd be like, what the fuck? Like, who's that? But maybe that's just them trying to be like nice to me, and they're plotting to like, okay, it's time to let him go, right? It's time to put Uncle down. It's time to put Uncle down. Put him down. He's making too much noise. He's too weird. We can't let him live. Oh, well, that's a lot better. No! Fuck! I pressed the wrong fucking button. God damn it! It was the wrong goddamn. I hate the controls of this goddamn game sometimes. I hate it. Do I look like I know what a control panel is? I replaced the wrong board. I replaced a good board with a shit board. Fuck. Why is L and R1 the way? Fuck. It's so different. Why does this game have to be so different, huh? Why can't you be normal? Like the rest of us. Sometimes you do think it's time to put me down. A Twitch staff, I was just threatened. My life was just threatened. I don't feel safe anymore. Okay, I have dark skills. This is good. I now clear every room. Muhammad! I mean, there's a couple of other game jams going on too. There was also LSD Jam was the one that I knew about because I was very. Because I mean, we've played a lot of LSD Jam games, right? So it's like it's kind of hard not to think about it. But there's always a new one on like itch.io somewhere. Donkey recently finished his big mode one, which that one had a lot of weird things going on. There was a lot of weird games that came out of that one. Sea-Dog VA did his like monkey themed one like a month ago. Like there's surprising amount. I know Pirate Software has one currently ongoing. So if you want to join that one, you should as well. He has like Discord server. I know I'm shilling for another streamer, but he's like the only person that I know in the streaming space that does game development, so it's like cool. Like the only other programmers that I know that are in the streaming space are like one that like only talks about programming memes, but they're a really good Rust engineer. And another one which talks about making a Linux distribution for a Mac. So it's like there's not really many people to talk about in the industry. But it's also weird to say that, you know, to even say the words in the industry, as if I'm a part of this like major streaming industry. I'm not, Chad. I'm still just a two viewer Andy. It's like is what people say. Is a two viewer Andy. Actually, you know what's funny? We actually have a fair amount of viewers in this channel, but because everyone watches at like a different time, so this is something that I noticed that was very, very weird. I don't know why Twitch does this. There's this thing to get to affiliate where you need your average chatting viewers to be like above 3, right? The problem is that half of you are on different, like you're all in different stratospheres of the earth. So some of you live here, some of you live like there, some of you live like overseas. Like when one group is asleep, the other group is awake, right? So even though I have like 11 or 12 viewers total, or maybe more, there's like 15 to 20 of you consistently, right? You all come on different times, and so Twitch says, no, you only actually have 2 average viewers. And it's like, because I stream for 10 hours. And so it's a weird problem to have. And so basically what I'm trying to say is, I'm only going to stream 1 hour a day from now on, and you all must show up and type anything. That's what I'm trying to say, chat. What I'm trying to say is I'm going to stream for 1 hour a day, you all have to show up and type at least one message, and then I'll go back to a normal stream after. It's just funny to think about that, like that's their solution to counting. To be fair, that's what averages mean. I'm just surprised that they count averages like that because it seems like a very flawed way of doing it. There's only one stratosphere, Sticky, and no one lives there. Sorry. I had a feeling that was the wrong word, but I was like, I'll just say it anyways, and somebody will say that I'm wrong. Right? I rely on you to tell me that I'm wrong. What if you're wrong? Sticky dev stream when? Honestly, I've thought about it. The problem is that, like, there's some things I do want to develop, but, like, in, like, a video, I don't know how entertaining it would be as, like, a stream. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how some people make it very entertaining. Because when I program, this is me.
What the fuck? What do you mean it doesn't work?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it works. Yeah. Huh. I can't believe that's the solution. That's the solution. That's so fucking stupid. I'm changing everything. That's what it sounds like when I program. I can't talk. I can't have discussions because I'm too busy thinking. Good stream. No, terrible stream. It's worse than a reading stream, right? Because a reading stream, I can provide input on what's happening, and I can provide my opinions on the story. In a programming stream, you have to listen to me think, and my thinking is silent. Although maybe sometimes there are some projects that I'm planning to make videos on about programming. I'm gonna program the stick space soon. I say, as I've said that multiple times now. But soon when I do make stick space, we will be seeing that in a video. But it won't be live, because I don't even... The problem is that my programming environment still isn't sanitized. So, I don't know what names show up when I use certain things, because I use different names for different purposes in different places, right? I know that's a weird thing to say, but that's just how I roll. And now I feel like I should not replace that. Okay, well. This key won't open the door. It's a very strange sentence. By the way, did you know that some of these chests can be empty? I only found out recently. Some of these chests can be completely empty. Why? I don't know. Wait. Sorry, I need to think. I need to think about this board. Oh my god, I can go holy or dark. Wait, no, this thing actually sucks. So, no. Add 2 different sound commands to the chat so that I can spam them for your own enjoyment during the dev stream. Now that's parasocial. I'm just kidding. Only for your enjoyment. I mean, I have thought about doing more sound stuff. For the Wilderness stream, I'm just gonna spoil one thing that I'm looking into. Is I'm looking, because you know how for the Wilderness stream, some of you are... basically, whoever... It's a first come, first serve system, and then whoever dies gets rotated out for some other viewer, right? I'm thinking of adding a TTS system where you get your voice inside the game. Obviously not your voice, you just choose a voice of some famous person that you want to sound like, right? But I thought it'd be funny to have that, because imagine you type things and you're telling me, please don't let me die, Commander, right? I think I would enjoy that a lot. Is that sick of me to say? Is that a sick thing to say? I don't know. I would enjoy you begging for mercy. I would enjoy you begging for mercy. Beg for mercy. So we have one love. By the way, it's been 1.5 hours since we started. We have one love. Do you see the return on investment, chat? One love for 1.5 hours. Wait, Kuro, let me introduce you to my wife. Take off your clothes now. Kuro, this is my wife. Take off your clothes. We're now gonna give my wife some love. Everyone, don't look. This is the intimate moment between me, Kuro, and my wife. And then I would let you guys die anyways. Well, yeah, but at least it's funny when you guys cry for help, right? I don't want to cause you any more trouble. I need to get ready to leave this place. Then leave! I don't want you here with your stupid love mechanics. Stupid love. A few days later. Hey, I just wanted to tell you, thank you for all that you've done for me. What's this all of a sudden? Yeah, if somebody said this to me, I would honestly think that they're gonna do it. I would be like, look, I'm not gonna let you out of my sight for the next 72 hours. I don't want to cause you any more trouble. Because you're such a good person. You're kind to everyone. I take advantage of that. You do! Even though I don't deserve it. It's too low now. This music is so fucking good. I really do feel that I need to make it up to you. But as long as I'm here, rather than repaying you, I'll just keep causing you trouble. That's not true at all. Hey, shouldn't you be saying something here? She's your wife. Anus is leaving, you know.
Hey. Hey, you! You don't go to school, do ya? Is it true you don't have parents? Do you really live in the shabby orphanage?
Oh, is this the first time? Is this the time we first met? Of course I remember, but hey, why are you all alone? Where's your mom and dad? That's a crazy sentence to ask someone. Oh, you're saying I'm the one who saved you? This fluttery thing in my hair, it's called a ribbon. It's my favorite accessory. Do you want to wear it too? I've been wearing it this whole time, Anulis. Oh! I take the ribbon off my head and hold it out to Anulis. This. Don't tell me you had it all this time. He's been searching for you for all this time, Anulis. And when I say all this time, I really do mean all this time, you know. Over the course of 2 lives, he's never given up. Not even once. Someday, should we go look for a paradise? Just like when we found this field of flowers, as we passed through that endless forest? You still remember that? We talked about it so long ago. In the end, it's like you went crazy. You went and brought your brain back from the future. That's also a crazy sentence. Hey, should at least tell her the last part in your own words. You'll have words. I've character. Oh, to the best of my ability, I try to express my feelings to Anulis. Oh my. Is it really okay for me to? You don't mind if I stay with you? I'm so happy. Me too. I love you too. Win! Wife obtained. Anulis opened up her heart. We knew that was the final piece of love. The ending has changed. Fuck, I should have done the other ending first. Okay, does anybody remember which save had the other ending? It was this one. So 44 and 45. Okay. Let's do 44. Let's do the 44 ending. Let's just see what happens if you end the game without finding love, right? Remember, 45 is the right one. It doesn't matter anyways, because I have the heart anyway, so it's like, no matter what, you'll always be able to go back to it. But thank God there was only one more piece of love. But you see how stupid this section is, right? You still need to RNG 2 pieces of love. And we're so lucky that we got it within one conversation. You will not wait for 7.5 hours of gathering love. Stay quick, we gotta go to the features past the big four. I love you again. You don't study? What are you, some kind of jock? Come on, guys, grab your pocket protectors and show him his place. Yeah, if like bullying was like reversed. We have fed her enough love. So 45 was the good love, right? Was the McLovin. Once you pass weight, you cannot turn back. Do you want to proceed? Yes. Wait, let me pop this root beer. Let me take a sip of my root beer to get some energy, okay? This is a major junction in our game. Major. Now, VOD viewers, I'm sorry. There's gonna be so many parts in this playthrough that you have to sit through. In fact, VOD viewers are now gonna get the most accurate live viewing experience, right? They had to sit through so many aspects of like just us talking about random random topics. Now, both timelines have converged into one. Live viewers, VOD viewers, you were both present. Oh, I'm moving. I thought it was like a cutscene. So what is Project ASTLIBRA?
New guy! You're the first person to make it this far. The volume is gonna blow my ears out. Welcome to Noah's Ark, the primordial ark. We've come to stop Gias. So that is the answer you've reached, is it? Suppose for a moment that the gods were gone, and Geas' invasion was temporarily stopped. Humans will continue evolving further until they reach the limit. And once again, the culling rule will come into effect. It may not happen in our lifetime. In a way, we would just say it's someone else's problem. But to simply delay the inevitable, to live peacefully while acting like nothing is wrong, that's something we can't do. It is said that my Lord came to this planet from another distant planet, world. In that world, the land was left in an awful state, rife with pollution brought on by the very same species that lived there. This is just Thanos' story. The Lord did not want this planet to follow the same fate. They did not want to see this beautiful world left ruined and defiled. This Lord you're speaking of. They died 40 billion years ago. Or 40, what years ago? Then you're saying, since all the way back then, you've been carrying out the rule by yourself? Not at all. I do not have access rights to the core. The rule is being implemented automatically via the core crystal that has assimilated with the Lord. It is currently located in this planet's orbit within an artificial satellite. What the fuck? You're really saying that the rules of this world have been running on their own this entire time? What the fuck is a satellite? Yes. The core crystal carries the wishes of the Lord and perfectly fulfills its mission for all eternity. See, this is just Warhammer now. Jesus is a techno-god. It lies outside the planet, just out of reach, within the limitless void that rejects all forms of life. The world of pure darkness you know as outer space. If it's located all the way out there, what the hell are we supposed to do about it? That's right. New guy. Why did you lead us this far? Did you really only bring us here to talk about the past? To tell us that the source of Gias isn't even here? What? What the hell is happening? He's here to kill us. I can only do so much. You are the only ones who can take action and change your fate. Bye. See ya. Seems like it's attacking. Feel free to fight back. Oh fuck. Huh? This is the boss. This is the boss. It's 2 balls. The boss is 2 balls. I can't believe it. The mightiest enemy we've ever seen. That's actually true. This is the strongest boss in the entire game. Demons, nothing. You know, gods, nothing. Balls, massive. Throbbing. Throbbing! It must have a cool second form, right? Honestly, I no joke, I zoned out so fucking hard because this boss fight is so shit. I zoned out so hard that I forgot that I was like, I forgot for a second that I was streaming. I honestly just like, when I went silent there, it's because this like boss fight is so fucking mindless. This is the worst. I hope it has something. I hope it has something because this is awful. What is this? What is this boss fight? Who made? Why? Why is the game so shit all of a sudden? The game was so good for so long and now it's so shit. Stop slapping the massive throbbing balls with my stick. See, you know, I'm glad that I took the stick as like the strongest weapon. Because the jokes write themselves. Oh, okay. Okay, ball's gone. Ciao, ciao! Your prowess in combat is remarkable. The project the gods established has been fully realized, hasn't it? New guy, you just wanted to get rid of us, didn't you? Are you aware of something called Project ASTLIBRA? No, I'm not. Can somebody explain things to me? No. Since the birth of this planet, the species that have come into being can be traced back to the Lord. From the very beginning, there's been another rule inscribed onto their genetic code. Should you defy the Lord, you shall be driven to madness. That is the rule. In your words, they would be corrupted by Gias. Just for defying them. Even the primordial genealogy, the species known as gods, could do nothing to overturn this rule on their own. Dubstep. Wait, no way. You were all created for this eventuality. The Lord's rules were not established within you. Therefore, you are able to challenge them. I fucking knew it. What did I say last time, huh? Solo leveling style. Thus, for the sake of this moment, it was necessary to cultivate a powerful individual. Cultivate? Make you repeat life in a constant loop. Karen, can you stop copying what he says? You're not adding anything to the fucking conversation. I need to do your voice every time. Place you in an eternal state of conflict. And in the end, grant you power surpassing even that of the gods. Hey, if that's true, what we've been doing until now, it means that every event, no matter how minute, was all part of a meticulously detailed plan. You hope the bird talks more. I would talk less. The concept of the demons, the cause and effect of their occurrence, the properties that attract Gias, the various properties that emerge from the ability to cross time and the numerous battles that occurred as well. And lastly, the gods themselves. In your land, the concept of parallel universes was created. The same individuals existed in multiple instances, so that eventually one would be fated to reach the end of the project. It reminds me of something Krishna said before. Oh, now I know what she meant. You came here knowing nothing. You were a mere toy for the gods, an invention solely created for their project. Yet still, you do not waver? I wish to slay the gods and you. But you were completely and utterly taken advantage of. We were used like a condom. You really? Despite all this, you say it doesn't matter.
It's because I never found love.
How incredible. If I hadn't told you any of this, if your acts were not of your own volition, then I believed your life would be one of compulsion. That you would be a mere pawn of the gods, destined to be used and discarded. In such a battle of wills, I believe it would have tainted the wishes of my lord. Your destruction of Noah's system has transferred its authority to me. Oh. Shall we go? Far above this planet? To slay God.
Okay, so now we're in Noah's Ark. We're going to slay God. Again, another contrivance. All of a sudden to have Noah's Ark. It's just, this game is incredibly contrived in many different places. No wonder who made the music for this. Not only are there plenty of bangers, but there's also plenty of variety. I can give you a full list because each and every single one results in a copyright strike.
What happened? Noah is a ship that crosses worlds. I've raised it up to the satellite's orbit. Then, outside of here lies the one that governs the rule of disasters, as well as the one that governs the rule of culling, the source of Gias. Beyond them both lies the core crystal, which is fused with the will of my lord. Please rest assured, with Noah's power, I have created a path, as well as both gravity and a breathable atmosphere. New guy, why are you doing this? They're your lord, aren't they? Don't you die too? It's been so long since my lord's death. I've watched over the death and rebirth of the world this entire time. I am happy that my lord's wishes have endured this long. However, I have also begun to have some doubts. Ah, yes. To take away the right to live from so many life forms, all for the sake of maintaining a prosperous planet. Can you truly call that prosperity? I wonder. New guy. Please go. The Lord has been trapped in their mission for so long now. I would like to see them freed.
Thank you, new guy. Thank you.
Yeah, leave it to us. We accept your request. The contract has been made. I, Karen, will stop narrating everything, so that the streamer doesn't have their vocal cords thrown out. Oh my god. So this is what you call outer space. To think that our journey that began in that small hut ended up taking us all the way out here. That's so far beyond my imagination. Yeah, I feel the same way. As long as you're with me, there's nothing to fear. I'll follow you no matter where you go. Fuck, I should have brought curls. Here it comes.
It's a fucking spaceship. Aliens! It was aliens all along!
Mr. President, there's an alien up in space. It's doing something, swinging back and forth. So this is the one that governs disasters. Oh fuck! Oh my fucking god! There's aliens! Jesus Christ!
Now, again, what did I say about this game? A lot of contrivances. A lot of contrivances in the game. Not the worst thing ever. But when you really think about it, like, it's just kind of like... It just throws things at you, and it's like, yeah, you just get stuff like this. It's not the worst thing ever. But it's definitely not like... It's weird. It's like, again, first half of this game, fantastic. This section, when things get out of, like, whack and the story starts to, like, just spawn certain things to make sense of things, I'm just like, eh. The bird is the protagonist. He basically was. Yeah. Without him, our, like, kid would have never grown. It's wiggling its small guns. Yeah, I did notice that. It's just kind of like aiming randomly. By the way, God is dead. I'm gonna kill God now.
Wow, that was really anti. Oh shit, next one's coming. There's more?
Now that's a cool boss design. Dude, I can't wait to be sucked up into like both like mouths.
So this is the source of all gas. I can feel how powerful it is. Why is it called gas?
This is the source of all gas. It's sorry.
Let's do this. For the salvation of the world. Everyone is waiting to see it. Vomit blood. Vomit blood!
Vomit blood. Oh my god, it's vomiting like DNA at me. Oh no. Oh chat, this is what created COVID. This is what created COVID, chat. This is it. The reason why we were stuck inside for 2 years was because of our Lord. We have to go on Noah's Ark to like stop it. Vomit blood. And he's dead. Okay, next side now. Next side. Cool. Let's go. Vomit blood. And it's weird, right? Because I played games with like very fascinating god concepts, like Asura's Wrath, and I feel like this feels like very contrived to just pop this character in out of nowhere into the story. It's weird. It's very strange. It doesn't hit. It's not hitting me correctly. It's not even because I'm tired. It's just missing something.
This must be the core crystal. Why are you interfering? Is this the voice of New Guy's Lord? The mother planet perished at the hands of creatures that evolved too far. We shall not allow the same mistake to happen again. How can you claim we're destined for the same fate? Just what do you think life is? Until now, I have sown seeds, nurtured them. Once they have ripened, reaped them. Life is what sustains prosperity. All of you have benefited from this prosperity as well. That's right. New Guy realized it as well. If it can only be gained by taking lives, it was never true prosperity. Justify it however you wish. Only the victor can claim righteousness. You want your beliefs to surpass mine? Then show me you can win this battle for survival.
Can you hear me? Why, Great Sage Karen, why? Seems as if it's time for our ace in the hole. My translocation magic.
Is that the Great Sage's voice? Looks like we'll be able to help you out a bit.
For just a brief moment, he'll be able to move us close to you, dear hero.
A single shot is gonna be my limit, though.
I'm gonna give this thing a big wallop. Just you wait. Signs will appear on the ground when you walk up when a corresponding companion will attack. Make sure to use them close to the enemy. So there you have it. I'm counting on you. Thanks, Great Sage Karen.
Let's do this. This is it. The final battle. We'll win, and we'll prove it. That true prosperity is built by all who live.
Oh boy, oh boy. And again, something about it is like it's missing. It's missing something. And I think the worst part about this boss fight is it just comes out of nowhere. Oh, fire. Hasatani! No! It's like, wait, no! Cut the music! It's not supposed to end like that! Thank God, I have like $20. But I am glad that, you know, it like tried to... That the game tried to get like very complicated with the story. I am glad. Even if it wasn't necessarily, you know, perfect, if you don't let any perfect be the enemy of a good, you still end up with a genuinely fun concept overall, right? Which is, you know, the important part of like making a game. And you know, the story is just fun to go through because you are now the hero saving everyone, right? Like it's if anything, at least it's enjoyable. Ow. Oh boy. Good thing I have Mokin dolls though. This is a surprisingly hard fight. It doesn't really do many mechanics. He's just very strong. Sorry. Oh, you're right. You only use a doll once. Fuck, I forgot. Oh, you don't use a doll once. I have to craft potions. Okay, wait. Just quick crafting. Quick crafting. We're gonna do some quick crafting, Chad. We're gonna do some quick crafting here. I forgot about that. You only do Mokin doll once in these fights. Fuck. Well, the music is very down low now. I'm assuming because the game realized, wait a minute, this guy's trying to cheese the game. So we'll do that. Then we'll get. Wait, I can undo my stats here actually. Yeah. There we go. That can go to 200 because it still scales well to 200. This can go into that. There we go. Oh god. Ow. Wait. Sorry, I need to put my potions on. There's a lot of potions that we need. We're gonna have to do all this. Okay. Oh, he broke. Nice, cool. Turn to the god. Could you wait a moment? I need to do some crafting. Yeah, right? It's like, wait a minute. Why are you just standing there doing some crafting? Wait, sorry, god. Can you wait for a bit? I need to do some stuff with my stats here. Sorry, god. Just give me a moment, god. Recovery guard? No, auto guard. There we go. Burst armor has the damage sustained. So sticky shell is useless. Redirection? I don't know. Just guard. No. Eliminate. Medicine. Alright, cool. Get this. This is a very weird thing to have to do. Not that you have to do it, but like, if you're gonna kill this boss, you kind of want to do this to like make sure it's fully done. There we go. SD consumption to the highest level. Okay, now we're good to go. Now it should be straightforward to just continue fighting this like boss in battle. Oh my god. Plus now my buffs are a lot stronger now, so we should be getting a lot more power too, which is nice. Are those bubbles? Oh, those are her bubbles. They block projectiles. I thought it was like bad bubble. True faraway Augusta. What? What the hell is that? Oh fuck. Oh my god, the worst part is I'm doing like 0 damage. Why is it weak to earth? God damn it. And you know what? Despite all the problems that this game had, I am glad that we were able to experience it as far as we did. Because if anything, we got a lot of enjoyment out of it. The story is entertaining in the sense that like you get to see through this like hero's journey, all these trials and tribulations, and you get to see his like life become better and like stuff, but boy oh boy was it hard to get here. especially near the end. But even then, I'm glad that they tried, right? That they at least wanted to like give it a fair shot at trying like a very fantastical story, right? With like a lot of different elements to it, right? Even though definitely in places it like fell it fell apart. At least the effort was like there, and that's the most important part, I think. Holy shit, Shiro, you're a monster. You see, God, this is the power of humans, God. I mean, Lord. Noah, this is the power of true humanity. We're stronger than those gods, than those beings called the gods. We will take our own fate into our own hands. What was that slash? Gao, what was that slash? That did nothing. Woohoo. But boy oh boy is this boss fight very, very boring. I'm just surprised, because like, you know, is it because we over-leveled? But you naturally over-level trying to get all the love. And you know, maybe it's just a part of the storyline that you should over-level, right? To have all of this stuff. He just died. We just flew away. Oh, fuck! Oh my god. Okay, one other thing that this game does very, very well, the artwork is extremely bodacious. Boobacious. Bodacious. Really nice art. Huge fan. And of course, the phase 2 would start to get interesting. Now you need to care about using things like the gravity days. Now you need to care about, you know, your overall positioning and stuff. I like how this game does save the more complex elements for phase 2 as like a fake out. But I wonder if the effect is so weak on me now because it's like happened so many times now. Throughout this like one-night playthrough. Thank God for auto block. Holy moly. Break her hands! Welcome to Sticky Reviews. The titties were a big 10 out of 10. But they are though. They're massive. It's great. Okay, I went to my pickaxe. That was bad. Drink potion. More potion. Now. One hand down. You're now handless. Maidenless. Yes. Hand broken. Nice. Wait. You damage each titty? Oh no. Never mind. The health bar was for the hand. Sorry. I mistook it for the thing. Aren't I playing on a high difficulty? Well, yeah, but like second highest. It's not the highest. So it might be even worse, or like harder afterwards. I need a different skill. I need Oberon. Please heal me, Oberon, please. I'm going till I die, please. I think it would still be hard even on the lower ones because then it's like you would like you wouldn't need to farm as like much, but maybe you would because it is fully RNG. Maybe, I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's like hard to tell just how much the farming in this game kind of ruined it. But I feel like this would have been a more impactful experience if I didn't act like reach max level by just playing the like game and like trying to get my wife, right? Who really knows though? I don't. All I know is that she is now armless. It's over for you, God. Time to dress up and go away. My thumb hurts so much. And I wonder how much worse it is on the highest difficulty. Because so much of your time is spent waiting and like grinding to get stronger. To some level. Oh, I keep using the wrong skill. Shoot. Oh no! Clear. There we go. Oh, there's Oberon. Booba. We're so close, chat. We're so close. I'm so close, chat. Don't stop, chat. I'm so close. We're almost done this entire game. You know what's crazy is I need to do this again. Do you know why? Because I wanted to see the bad ending first. And now I regret my choice. I regret wanting to see the bad ending first because I had to do this boss fight again.
God damn it! I'm so stupid! Why?
Oh, I have to do the entire thing again because I just wanted to see the bad ending. What the fuck? Okay, at least now I can be prepared though and like, you know, buy healing items and stuff, so.
But still, that's a lot of work. Well, it's not work, I'm playing a game, but still, like, it's just... That's a lot of effort.
For maybe like a minor change in the entire ending, maybe. Please die, please. Or maybe it makes it easier. Maybe you go down an entirely... Maybe you leave Noah's Ark and you go slay the gods instead. Maybe, I don't know. Because I've killed every single god. Oh my god, her titty just fell out of her clothing. It's over. I killed Noah's Ark.
New guy, you stayed beside me for all this time. I'm sorry.
We're finally done. I hope. The entire game. I can't believe it took so long to get to this point. And again, I think the game is fantastic, but in the second half of the story, it definitely jumped the shark in many different ways. And a lot of things felt very contrived, more than a usual story would be. Things just kept appearing out of nowhere, it just keeps adding complexity to it. It felt like there wasn't enough time. What happens now? Right, we're not done because I decided to do both endings. You're absolutely right. Let's see what our character does. And what happens now in this world. And what we even do. Because the gods are still out there, chat. The gods still exist. And they're still there meddling in our... New guy, no! Oh my god, he fell over in 3 frames! He had a 3-frame death scene! Oh no! But look at this. The world is round now, chat. No longer are we on a flat earth. We are now on a round earth. Oh, my friends. My loved one isn't here because she doesn't remember me. But all my friends, my adopted dog, my adopted grandfather, my long-lost brother, the Prime Minister. Everyone. How I've missed you so. All of you. Is that really the ending? And with that, we return to Elysium. Or rather, to Rispidar, our home. The people in town were peacefully going about their daily lives, as if nothing had happened. No one realized that all humankind had been on the brink of extinction. It was all for the best. Life was secretly protected, and nothing had happened. I wonder if there could be anything happier. We were able to truly protect them this time. Those we care about and this ordinary life. We were able to take care of everything, chat. Every single thing. The day has finally come.
It has. I'm honestly quite moved.
We've all been preparing for this day. There don't appear to be any problems. My long-lost brother, the Prime Minister. Good work, Prime Minister. It took a great deal of time to explain everything to the national representatives of this land.
So we're finally doing it.
Yes, we're heading to Atama tonight to lower Elysium back down to Gaia. Some of the other lands have already ascended. Other lands, I forgot about that. We've fallen far behind. Who were on the other lands? I wonder if we'll get along. This land has the heroes who defeated Gias. I've already notified our counterparts, and I don't think that there will be any conflict. However, those who made it to the ground ahead of us have already started to squabble over territory. God damn it! We're gonna be busy from now on. We still have a lot to do. This land's tens of thousands of years of isolation will end today. We want to say farewell. Now's the time. You only have today to take it easy. Why don't you get some rest? Why don't you go get some rest already?
Yeah, I think we'll do just that.
Oh my god, we're actually not done. We still have to play the game. Starting tomorrow, we'll be busy investigating all the areas down below. The Prime Minister is planning on getting the whole country to pitch in. So naturally, our members are going to be out there too. What the? We're going to investigate the entire land below. Don't talk to your sister. I'll only be doing it when I don't have guild work, you know? And I don't plan on taking money.
Lisa just says she's building a hospital. That's definitely gonna be lucrative, yeah? Lisa says she's building a hospital, yeah.
It's just gonna be a boss. I'm only be doing one thing. Okay, the same lines. If they're bad, I beat them with my stick. Yeah, and they know the power of the stick. Mind you, I killed the god of this world with my stick.
Somehow the air feels so clear today. Is it just my imagination? You can't just suddenly say the world is floating. I have no idea what you mean.
Nobody knows. Not a single one of these people realize it. And all he cares about is selling gear. Old man, it's time to move on.
This land is floating, like this room. Did you know that? What do you mean the world is about to get bigger? There's still so many places I've never visited.
Like, imagine you could still give life to your wife now and it would all be the same up to here. That, yeah, I have a feeling that might be the case. It's the baker's daughter! We'll meet more people if the world expands, right? My soulmate must be there, in the outside world. It's rare to see the baker's daughter outside. She's a character in the DLC. Somehow, I feel tremendous power.
For the first time in a while, I went and visited Grams out in the swamp.
I brought Lisa along with me. She was able to heal Graham's chronic illness. Soon, they'll be moving here. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, Graham, she's gonna move in with us, Chad. Graham's gonna move in with us. Granny. Oh, this is a solid ending. I hope we don't get to give love to my wife.
The dog is so fond of the baker's daughter. They look as if they're having a conversation. But that can't be true.
Can I please go into the castle? I saved the fucking world!
Kai, I'm going to wait until the time I can see her again. I'm gonna wait 2,000 years to meet my 14-year-old girlfriend. Luckily, I've gotten used to waiting. Until then, I hope my shoulders don't break from all the massages I'm giving those two.
They told me it's fine if I want to stay here. I don't have to offend Balkadi anymore. I want to spread the knowledge of magic to many people through my work with the guild. Huh, you're always so diligent. Why would you want to spread magic? Do you even understand what that means? The danger that magic poses to this new world. This new life that we're about to have, gang. Did you hear? This world's about to land soon.
That's so confusing.
This is already land, isn't it? Oh my god, we're gonna land. I don't know what's gonna happen. Barkeep? Oh. He's dead. So are all the spirits who come to the arena. They're all gone. Everyone's gone. I wonder if I can like visit other people even. Like, what if I just ignore my like wife and I meet my like friends, right? Like I go out for like a night out on the town. Huh?
What's this? Something seems off here.
Did she die?
Anulis? Is she asleep?
I call out to her, but she shows no signs of waking.
Huh? That's not enough to wake her up.
This could be the Phantom Fog Demon. I try shaking her, but she still shows no signs of waking.
This isn't normal. Let's get Malua and the others.
After that, Lisa rushed to the scene and tried to treat her. But Anulis never woke up. Was it some unknown disease? Or was her regeneration from just her brain incomplete? While everyone was making guesses, I suddenly thought back to that moment. Just before the time reset that started all of us. I believe that fiend we met in the dream world said he would use the life of someone dear to us to make us pay. The Phantom Fog Demon. The guy from the trial of the game. Damn. The new world is right in front of us. From here on out, everything is unexplored land. I'm sure we'll be able to find it. Yes,
We'll find the key to wake Anulus from his sleep. That dream fiend is involved, make no mistake. Guess the problem is how we get into his world. Sorry, everyone. You haven't slept that much lately, have you? Don't act so distant here. She's precious to you, then she's precious to us. Can't believe Shiro is worrying about others. Sounds like the weather might be taking a turn for the worse today. Just what kind of person do you think I am? Come on, let's get going. If we don't, we're in danger of malnutrition. That's an extremely interesting concern to have. I don't think I would ever be worried about malnutrition in like any aspect of my life. And I wonder if that's because I live a privileged life, or because there's nothing in this land of like theirs. I don't know. My controller died. Besides, we need to find this thing as soon as possible, right? You're right. Let's go wake the sleeping princess. Please wait for us. We'll find the way, I promise. Let's go. Onward to the new world. We'll find a way to save Anulus. And that's it. I'll never give up until the moment I see you again. Anulus is dead.
I can see the setup for the DLC now. So now that we know the DLC is going to be the baker's daughter, and that's why the dog couldn't tell us who it was, and that's why we feel power from her, and that's why she gave us the ASTLIBRA armor. Now it makes sense why the DLC is leading into the Phantom Fog Demon Cave, right? Now it all makes sense. However, what changes if we give all of the love to Anulus? What could possibly change from this story that doesn't kill the story of the DLC? I don't know. Because it feels like this is the setup to the DLC. And it feels fascinating that this is the way that they set it up. It feels very like, I don't know, like very... It feels like a weak setup for what they're trying to like do. It kind of feels like everything we've like done has been like worthless in like some like way. I can't imagine what this could be. It's weird. I feel empty inside, chat. Empty. And you know, that's a very, I think, good word to end this game on. Is the story at some point fills you up and then empties you out entirely. Empties your balls until there's nothing left.
Nagamo?
Oh my god. This is the new world, chat. There's like a mix of like people in like knightly armor, because like, you know what I mean? Like we have magical powers still, but there's also like normal people. Like Kai's girlfriend, Kai's 14-year-old girlfriend. Alright. Quiet down now, everyone. Before homeroom starts, I'd like to introduce our new transfer student. No. Oh, no. Guys, chat, it's gonna be Kai. Chat, it's gonna be Kai. Chat, it's gonna be Kai. I don't wanna encourage this. Come on now, come on. Quiet down. Don't expect too much. It's just a guy. Well then, why don't you just come in here? Let me introduce you. He's a hard-nosed robot that's lived for around 2,000 years. Also, he could keep his promise with the girl.
Nagamo. Are you trying to make me mad? It's just a joke, man. I'm just kidding.
No. Somehow, it feels like I know this person. Oh no, pervert alert.
It's been a long time, right? Ugh, why? Why, Kai? Why? No.
God. You know what? It filled me up with a feeling of disgust. Disgust for who Kai is. Increasing your relationship with Anulus will lead the way to a new ending. They want to save? Sure, I'll save. As long as I don't save over 45, I'm okay. Well, it doesn't really matter regardless, right? Technically, I can't really move the cursor because my controller's dead. Imagine the ending is exactly the same, but your wife has a little note next to it after she dies saying, I love you. Can you imagine? I am kind of worried about that. Like genuinely.
ASTLIBRA. Oh my god. Goddess Astria, are you truly fine with this outcome? The one who came from outside? There was no other way to guard against the destruction it brought. All I could do was leave it to the children. I'm not talking about the means. I'm talking about the process. The scales of God. It's said that they can be used without paying any compensation. But that's a lie, isn't it? What? Does she compensate? The scales of God cannot be used by humans. The required compensation would be unfathomable. And so, that payment. You have borne the entire cost. Oh. She did it for us and for herself. Such an enormous cost. At this rate, you will. It's happening. The time has come. I have done what I believed in. I have no regrets. I just wanted to see it. The beautiful world that humans will create. Astria died for us, chat. She died for us. You had faith in them from the very beginning. Not once did you ever give up on humanity. I have certainly borne witness to that. Humans will surely create the world that you imagined. May you rest in peace, goddess. Damn. Again, a lot of details that come out of nowhere. You have some hints to them in some places, or you might think about it. But for the most part, it's contrivances. That's the thing that really gets me. This is a game of contrivances, and I wonder why. How the hell do I control this now? I have no controller. Oh. Aha! Why am I back in Malu's room? Good luck. Well, I'll be waiting for you here. Do you want to leave my companion here now? Wait, what? Yeah. I loaded 46, but I was just curious, why 46 brings me back here. Because 46 was my last save, after doing all the timeline stuff. I'm assuming it's just a save to help get you back there fast enough. Or maybe each star is just how many endings you've seen. And then over here, plot everyone. My wife. What changes? She's still dead. What changes? What's this? Something seems off here. It's like she's still dead. Anulus? Is she asleep? I feel overcome by an intense drowsiness. This is new. Hey, we feel overcome by an intense drowsiness. This is new. Hey, wake up, hey. Oh, wait, me too. Oh, we get to wake her up. So what the fuck is the point of the DLC? This place. Are we back in that dream world? I have a really bad feeling about this. No, I have a good feeling. We can actually get the real ending. See the illusion. An everlasting illusion. Oh, still cutscene, sorry. The Fiend of Fog! Geist! I've been waiting for this moment. Hale! Anulus! Move an inch and I'll kill her. I told you I would make you pay. Don't worry about me. Know your place. If your spiritual form is killed within this dream, you shall never wake again. Your soul itself will perish. Is a god really acting this cowardly? How long will you brandish your weapon at me? You don't seem to understand your position. Please. I'm fine, so just... much better. Shit! There's nothing I can do here. In my true form, I could easily erase your pathetic existences. But after the way you ridiculed me, I deserve at least this much entertainment, yes? Please, stop it. With that, it's time to add the finishing touch. Do you know the best way to finish off a weakened spirit? Don't do it. Please stop. No! No! This can't be happening! Oh my god. I'm sorry. Even at the very end, I've just been a burden. I was hoping to repay you someday. I really thought I'd be able to. Not much time, so at least let me thank you. Thank you for saving me. You freed me from a life of being used by a machine. Thank you for always cherishing me.
It seems like I'm always asking you for favors. But will you hear my last request? Please, don't lose. Oh my god. My wife is dead. You killed my wife.
Get up. Please, just stand back up.
That was enough to break him.
How boring.
You're not even worth killing with my true form.
Just stay there and rot away. Is this the end of the line? What is this presence?
Ugh. Holy shit, look how mad I am.
My eyes are red. You look like... What? Is this anger? But I've never seen you get angry. This power is unfathomable. It seems I must go all out against you. I'll reduce you to cinders.
Holy shit. I wonder if I can even die at this point. Right? Because look at me. I'm like a monster. Oh my god.
Why'd you kill my wife? Why'd you do it? You hurt her. You sick fuck. I spent the entire game trying to get her. The entire goddamn game and you killed her. What the fuck?
You stupid character who came out of nowhere. This character came out of nowhere. This character wasn't even important until the very end of the game. Why are you here? Why did you do that to me? Why? Can I bomb that? No, I can't. Why did you do that to me? Why? You don't even hurt me anymore. Life just sucks. I don't have a wife anymore. My god. I'm actually so... I'm genuinely kind of annoyed that that's the ending. I'm so mad. I can't believe it. All that work, all that effort just goes to waste. You can never really have happiness, I guess. In the end, you'll have nothing. The only thing that's worth it in the end is pure power. Strength to take revenge on these gods. To kill them all. To free the world from the influence forever. Because that's the only thing that matters. For my wife. His spirit is gone.
We managed to return, but Anulus is...
It's over.
I can't find the words. I don't know what to say to him.
Love? Love! It was love all along.
No way.
It was worth it. It was all worth it. Am I alive?
Is this a miracle?
I'm alive. Just when I thought I was done for. It's as if I was sucked into that ribbon.
That's right. That ribbon. It would have been made at the same time as Anulus' original body. Whenever I use those possession techniques, this whole time, have I been possessing that ribbon?
Okay, this is another contrivance that they finally explained, I guess.
Was it a vessel for spirits this whole time?
Thank you. I felt your thoughts through that ribbon. Your anger, your rage, your lust. I felt it all for me. I'm glad to be home. Oh, thank God. Thank God it doesn't end with my wife dying. Thank goodness. But now I don't know where the DLC would even possibly come. I guess it makes sense. They did say it's a whole different thing, right? The land descended to Gaia, and the world became much more vast. We began interacting with the other lands, and unfamiliar clothes, food, and technology began to circulate throughout the world. Even so, only a fraction of the world is covered by human lands. Most of Gaia remains completely uncharted. In that uncharted world, there are even settlements of people. They escaped the threat of Gias by their own means, and had lived on in Gaia. That's impressive. A distress call came to us from one of those settlements, located just beyond what was once the western edge. The settlement is said to only allow women. Men are forbidden from entering.
But the team of only women hurried to the site.
Go forth, my servants, from Malu's written request. What do you mean? Malu, what do you mean? Only woman. My wife is going on an adventure.
I said it before, we're not your servants.
More importantly, didn't we agree that the party should be only women? Why are these two men with us? Aren't the two of them just gonna escort us to the site? After that, we'll be on our own. I'm sure there'll be a huge uproar, even if we leave the men outside.
But, you know,
it's a bit worrying to let a group of women go off on their own, especially with a child. Who exactly are you calling a child?
hey, are you forgetting something? We've got to wait for everyone here to get in there.
He's right. Give me okay, you give the necklace, the earrings to him. I'll put on your like dress. Girl, strip. Huh?
Gal,
with a figure like that, it's gonna be pretty hard to pass yourself off as a woman.
Wait, you're not thinking of... Attaboy, Karen. You picking up what I'm putting down?
I'm saying I can use the Pipsqueak's earrings to transform into a woman. There's no way I'm giving them to you that easily. You're way too quick to grope yourself.
And you, my man, can go and drag.
Is he really gonna do it right in front of her? Oh yes, my wife has never seen this side of me. Drag? Never mind. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's nothing, idiot.
There's so much I still don't know. There are some things you don't need to know. Anyway, it's still some distance to the site. We decide when we're closer. You're right. In fact, we haven't yet set foot outside this land. Then let's get going, yeah? There's a whole new world right there.
Yeah.
I can't believe the day has come. We're able to go on an adventure together. Yes, honey. Hold my hand. It's gonna be fun. Oh my god. I get to go on a date with my in-game wife too. Our adventure is just beginning.
Let's go to the new world. To new adventures. I get to go on a date with my wife. Yeah. Thus one story ends, and a new one begins.
That didn't change much about the ending. That was very surprisingly empty in terms of how much it like changed. There was very little that like changed besides the one boss fight and the fake out. But hey, at least it's a happy ending, thank goodness. So I mean, I guess the DLC fully is self-contained then. I'm kind of sad that we don't get more of an expansion on the entire world. Like, it would be crazy if eventually they just make like their own Dragon's Dogma for the aftermath. But who really knows, right? I'm kind of just glad that we're done, right? But again, you saw what happened, right? The Phantom Fog Demon, something that you do in the trial, aka the tutorial, comes back to like do that. But if you never do the trial, what would you like? You would never know. You would actually never know. And if you buy the game, I'm assuming most people just go straight into the game. They would see the Phantom Fog Demon, and then they would be like, "What the fuck do they mean by the dream before we got here?" Right? Like it just wouldn't make any sense. Like what? Like there's so much context that you need in this game, and even with all the context, it still feels so weak for certain elements. Again, first half of this game, fantastic. When it takes you around the entire timeline, again for the second spin, that's when I feel like it's at its weakest. Oh no, Kai. No, all right, yeah, just get this Kai. Okay, you want to save? See you again in the near future. Yeah, okay. Good job, Kai. Oh god, the game is in like fast forward mode. Shit. Okay, and she dies too. Bye. But hey, that's it. We are fully done ASTLIBRA. There's nothing new. That's it. We've gone through every single thing in this game. We've gotten every single item. We've seen every single scene in this game. I even got to kill Shiro and bring her back to life in her playthrough. What a fantastic game. Again, the story definitely falls off a cliff at a certain point, and you notice the fall off immediately by how quick it is, right? And I think the boss designs get like, I don't know why they reused every area after. It was cool to run through it again, but at the same time it was like so tedious. And then having the RNG segment at the very end, I think really killed a lot of the momentum of the game at that point. But aside from those issues, the rest of the game is so good that I can recommend the game solely based on that, right? But you need to be aware of what you're getting into, right? I think this game works best on the lowest difficulty if you just want to do the story, if that's all you care about, or the highest difficulty if you only care about the gameplay. You can't do anything in between because it doesn't feel good. It doesn't really justify the amount of like effort that you go through to do everything, because RNG defines so much of your experience in this game. But if you can look past that flaw, I think you have a genuinely fantastic experience that does a lot of really cool things with its setting, with its environment, with the gameplay mechanics that it has. It's surprisingly a very tight game to like play, and you know, up until those contrived elements, the storyline is actually very cool. Right? It reminds me a lot of Okami in very much the same ways, even in the ways that it gets kind of like wild. It's a surprisingly good adventure game, and it always keeps you on your toes, right? I can't recommend this game enough, but you need to know what you're getting into, and you need to really think about that difficulty decision earlier rather than later. Other than that, I think this game is basically all you like. It doesn't really need much else, right? And I'm excited for the DLC in 2 days, 3 days for me because I won't be here, obviously, on the Wednesday. But in 2 days when it does release, I can't wait to see what new additions that they'll make to the gameplay loop as a whole, and what they're going to add and how that's going to change the entire flow of the game. Because boy oh boy, was this fun, and I kind of want more of it, and I don't know why I want more of it despite how much we've like gone through, but I can't wait to have more of it. That's all for ASTLIBRA Revision Proof of Life, the entire game. Our first finished game of 2024, Chad.